To lead the Skol chant and sound the Yeller horn, please welcome the 31st Adjutant General of the Minnesota National Guard, Major General John Jensen.
Well, hello, this is John Randall, Minnesota Vikings legend, and it is my pleasure to say, Minnesota Vikings fans uncensored, are you ready? Keith, get your people up. Let's go. Skol, 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 baby. Let's go.
Yeah, buddy. Hello, Vikings fans, and welcome to the Let's Skol Show. Welcome to our 8th off-season show of the year. We're going to be here every week during the off-season getting through this abyss together. We're going to take a look at the Skol news. We're going to have another edition of You Got Stumped. Today is going to be Salary Cap Lesson 1 for those of you who want to learn a little bit about salary cap. And tonight, we're each going to pound the table for a couple of free agents that we hope the Vikings sign next week. So, Cody, in the spirit of free agency kicking off next, let's talk about some of the good and bad moves made by the Vikings over the years and most of our lifetimes. Kick us off here.
So I know there's a lot of great free agents that we have signed in the past, and mine's probably not the greatest one. But I was looking back at stats, and I was looking at defense, right? And in 2004, we gave up 27 points per game. Our defense did, right? And that was Kevin Williams' second year, I believe, in the league. He was at double-digit sacks, right? And he had double-digit sacks in his rookie year to his sophomore year. And that third year, that 2005 year, we go after a guy named Pat Williams, and we create the Williams wall, right? We never dipped. We never went above, I should say, 23 points per game after signing Pat Williams with this team. Kevin Williams, though, never had a double-digit sack season after the signing of Pat Williams. But when Pat Williams left, for us Vikings fans, guess where the points per game we gave up went to? It went up to 28.1 points per game after Pat Williams left. So I would say Pat Williams' dominance and his impression on the team has to make him one of the best free agents that we have ever signed.
What up, Shaq? And who you got for your worst, Cody?
My worst is old 2010 Brett Favre. Let me tell you what, coming off that roller coaster ride of 2009, that Niners game, the back of the end zone touchdown he throws, and then we go to the NFC Championship game, and he just gets rattled. He gets rocked, Bounty Gate, all that. And we're like, all offseason, are we going to sign Brett Favre? Or are we going to sign Brett Favre? Is he coming out of retirement again? What's he going to do? Going through that mess. And then when we bring him back, we got him. We even brought in Randy Moss back. And then that whole season ended up turning into a fucking nosedive, a shit show. And I would stem it all the way back from the Brett Favre drama that happened that offseason. The team just wasn't ready, and they haven't practiced together in that whole offseason. So Brett Favre, 2010, would be one of my worst free agent signings in Minnesota history.
That's a good one, and one probably people wouldn't really think about, because when you think about Brett Favre as a Viking, you really just think about 2009. You're like, oh, yeah, we did bring him back. We forced him to come back, and it was terrible. So, that's kind of an off-the-wall one. Give a couple skulls out, Fish. Got, Grizzly Bear. Who else we got?
Lowe, Unc, Robbie, George, Steven, KOC Jr., some of the early risers with us, Gil, Dakota. Golly, there we go.
Lots of Skol on a Thursday.
Start it off. What do you got, Shaq? Who's your good? Who's your bad? Throw it out there.
So I'm gonna start with
Boy.
the good. You always want the good news. So I'm gonna start with I said this name a couple times before. Steve Hutchinson. The amount of money we paid him and how we finessed the Seahawks to get an elite guard, and for him to come in and dominate until he retired with us. I feel like he don't get enough credit for the time he spent with us because it was kind of overshadowed with we had Adrian Peterson and we had Patrick Williams, we had Kevin Williams, but on the offensive side of the ball, he was a bright spot for, I'll say, a better part of that whole AP run. And right now we look at it, we're like, damn. We haven't had a guard remotely close to what Steve Hutchinson gave us.
True that.
What about the bad?
Yeah, give us the bad.
Ooh, the bad. I feel like this is the easy one. Yeah, I know Cody said Brett Favre 2010. I say Kirk Cousins. I know a lot
Why
of people,
Kirk?
He can't be the worst free agent, but I'm gonna give you the context clues. 2009. Not 2009, 2017. My bad. I was thinking 2009. 2017. We had Case Keenum on a stupid cheap deal, and he took them to the NFC Championship game on some fluke type shit. Entering the all season, we had so much cap space like this year. And what did we do? We throw the bag at Kirk Cousins, who was considered, I guess, the number one free agent that year. And we had the offense already set. We had the run game. And the defense just was top 10 the year before. So how did we fuck that up?
Kirk.
I know Kirk Cousins had amazing stats that year, but the success didn't equal the stats coming from Kirk Cousins. And then every year with Kirk Cousins, he'll always have the stats, but the wins wasn't equaling to the stats. Oh, and to top it off, he's the only free agent ever in Minnesota Vikings history to get a fully guaranteed contract without playing a single fucking down. That is why Kirk Cousins is the worst free agent signing.
Make a valid case there. And
Well, when
I
you
feel like he helps
that,
hostage his fans too.
Fuck his fans.
Robbie's dropped a couple of gems too.
Yeah, McNabb's a good one. I didn't even think about that one.
Yeah, oh my gosh. All right, so my good one was probably the greatest reclamation project to ever happen in the NFL. We claimed him off waivers, and all he does is catch touchdowns. From being what was he? He was addicted to cocaine. His life was in shambles. His career was about to tank. The Eagles did him the favor of cutting him. He came to Minnesota nice. He got his life turned around. And all he ended up doing was probably becoming a top 5 wide receiver ever in the NFL. Definitely top 10 ever. And he's on our Mount Rushmore, and that's Chris Carter. And we were a playoff team before we got Randy Moss because of that man. So, yeah, buddy. As for the bad, I've got a little bit of recency bias, fellas. Marcus Davenport.
I was like, "What? Are you tired?" Now I get it.
Marcus Davenport. We got what, one full game and a quarter out of him for what, 13 million?
Yeah,
Come on.
it was a solid game though. He had a sack.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. But
No,
I was so
that was
happy
definitely
last year when I heard the Lions signed him, and the Lions fans that I run into at work who have just now started putting their gear back on, just so you know. It's been gone for a while, but they just now started putting their gear back on. When they signed Davenport and they were acting happy about it, I was like, y'all don't know. He is not a Campbell guy. Y'all don't know. Waste of money for you.
I think at least they got more games out of him than us.
Well, they get 2.
I think they might have got 2, like full ones.
2 full games? Shit.
Well, Fish, that's a good one. That's not even recency bias. That's definitely a
Terrible.
top 5 to 10 offseason signing. Like, there's been worse players like McNabb, but when you think about the hype and the contract and all that going into it, yeah, that ended up being a terrible one. Glad they didn't give him like a multi-year deal. Davenport is a thief. Yeah, he is. So mine, he's a fan favorite, a team favorite. I don't think he's in the Ring of Honor yet, but he probably should be. Antoine Winfield. Now, if you don't know the story about how we signed Antoine Winfield, it was a foregone conclusion that he was going to be signing with the New York Jets. He had a plane set up to go. The Jets had a press conference ready. They're going to announce it and everything. But the Vikings, they weren't giving up. And they went and they scooped him up kind of Brett Favre style and flew him to Minnesota. And he ended up giving that press conference for the Minnesota Vikings when he signed with them. And he's one of the best cornerbacks in my lifetime that I saw play with the Vikings. That guy played with so much heart, and he wasn't just like your typical coverage corner. He would be up there making tackles. He played like kind of like a linebacker and a cornerback. I would love to have like that kind of player on this team, especially flying around in the Brian Flores defense. So for me, definitely Antoine Winfield was the best free agent signing for us. I like yours too, Fish.
So what you're saying is we need to start flying these free agents out more.
Yeah, go get them. You can't just sit back and let them come to you. You got to go get them, even if they don't want to play. Like Brett Favre, you got to go show up at his house with 4 people, kidnap him, and bring him over.
Straight up abduct him and be like, "Get out this swamp! Come on."
Yeah, so they don't do that anymore. And the funny thing is remember when Anthony Barr was about to leave us? He had an agreement during the legal tampering period to sign with the New York Jets, and then bailed on them at the last minute and re-signed with us. So we got the Jets twice.
I can't believe Jets fans don't just absolutely hate us.
We got him 3 times. We had Zadarius Smith too. He's going about to go Baltimore to Jets, and we snuck him over.
And where did Brett Favre play the year before he signed with us, where he was injured most of the season and couldn't play with the damn?
But the Jets did get us back pretty big when Kirk Cousins chose us. Over them.
I knew he was about to bring up the trade when we traded a 4th for a tight end. We used 1 game.
Oh yeah, I can't remember his name. Chris something.
Herndon.
Chris Herndon. Yeah, I like how there's
Herndon. There you go.
I like how there's consequences to each one of our free agent signings. Like the Steve Hutchinson one, we haven't had a solid starting interior guard since he left. We've been patchworking these free agents, so it's like a Steve Hutchinson curse. Even though we gave whoever the poison pill out of it, and then the Jets with Antoine Winfield and Zadarius. It's crazy.
My worst signing is wide receiver Michael Floyd. And the reason I made him the worst is not just because he was terrible for us, but I actually got excited about this signing because he was a pretty good wide receiver for the Cardinals. So I was like, oh man, this is nice. Even though he did have some legal troubles coming into the season, like the Vikings knew he was going to be suspended because he got caught doing the Jordan Addison thing. He was caught at a stop sign, drunk, sleeping behind the wheel. So Vikings knew that he was going to have a suspension coming, and they still signed him. I think he missed the first 4 games, came back to play with us. He wasn't supposed to be drinking. They did a test on him. He had alcohol in the system. He blamed it on kombucha, however you say that. Like, no, there's not enough alcohol on that for how much alcohol you have in you. He ended up having 10 catches for us for 78 yards. So, and that was in 11 games. He had less than 1 catch a game.
That's them Treadwell stats right there.
Trevor was a god compared to him.
But he was good before he came here. He was at Notre Dame, which made him a first round pick. I just don't know what happened when he came here.
Oh yeah, Floyd was from Minnesota. So yeah, he was coming back home, and going back home isn't always the best thing for some people.
Party and bullshit.
Now when home has all your demons, just comfortable on your
Speaking
couch.
of, let's go ahead and answer this one. Speaking of coming back home, how would you guys feel about Bob Sweet's question?
Bring him.
He ain't coming.
It's not about what he wants, Cody. I'm asking what you want.
Bring him. Wide receiver 3, bring him.
If he does come here, are we going to see Cardi B like we see Taylor Swift all the time?
Bring her.
That's a good selling point, Keith. Bring him.
Wide receiver 3, he won't command much.
Yeah.
I'd be in for it. Like he was a wide receiver 2, 3 for the Texans, and it didn't sound like he was causing problems there. He was actually pretty damn productive.
He was productive against us. He was the only one catching shit,
but not as productive as Jalen Naylor was that game, if you guys do recall.
Yeah. So I'm good with Jalen.
Can't wait to talk about that later.
Wow, why Dakota? Diggs, you think he's toxic still? I don't think so. I think he just wants to win at this point in his career. Still, wouldn't let my sister date him.
I think that's just his personality. He's like that goofy little troll brother that you have that always wants to be petty and shit. But when it comes to football, he's about it.
That's true. He didn't like playing with Kirk.
I think it's more about money than football. I don't think we're gonna probably offer him like this weak ass contract and he's gonna blow it off in our face. Like, no, I'm good.
What do you think? What do you think Stephon Diggs is gonna get? I can't see him getting more than 8 to 10 million.
He shouldn't even get 8 to 10 million.
Really?
No, he shouldn't at all. He should be getting around 4. He should be getting that Odell Beckham Jr. money coming off a fucking serious injury, and you're over 30. Like you turned into Odell Beckham Jr. Your last good year was last year with the Texans, just like Odell's was that Super Bowl run with the Rams. After that, you're done. You're washed. Go bounce around and be a mercenary. He turned into a mercenary, so that's what I would put him as. But I don't think he wants to sign for that little bit of money. He's dating Cardi B. Who gives a fuck?
Turned into a mercenary, and all he's sniping is girls.
Mm-hmm.
Are you buying this, Shaq?
I mean, shit. Our wide receiver 3. I mean, how much do we need to pay a wide receiver 3? I mean,
we got money, man. We got
if he's
money,
our wide
man.
receiver 3, that's not a bad wide
Hey,
receiver.
don't worry, we'll handle that in the draft.
Yeah. With what?
He's gonna get the ball,
Smart.
even if he gets the ball, it's gonna be like when JJ's double covered or Addison's getting covered, and then all Diggs gotta do is beat the third option, who's probably gonna be a safety.
Look, this is what's going to happen. They're going to say, hey, Diggs, you're going to be wide receiver 3. You cool with that? He's going to say, fuck you. I'm going to Cleveland.
Only wide receiver 3 in name. He could be wide receiver 2 in receptions.
I mean, Addison's going to be suspended 3 to 4 games, so
fuck. I forgot about that.
so you ready to run out there with Justin Jefferson and Jalen Naylor as the 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cody, you ain't got a straight face saying that.
No, I'd rather
yeah,
have.
sure, of course.
Give me Cooper Kupp.
You talk about washed.
You're paying less for Cooper Kupp than you are for Stephon Diggs.
They're about to get.
I don't know, man. I still remember something about this past season where we had Addy out for a couple of games, and who stole the damn show during that time? I can't remember who it was. It was
Sam
it
Darnold.
No, it was Naylor.
It was Sam Darnold. All Naylor does is catch touchdowns.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
If it's not a touchdown,
like
he drops
5
it.
of his touchdowns in those games.
No, it was like
he was definitely at one point, I say tied for first for touchdowns as a receiver.
Ooh. Hey Steven, that's true. And I don't know why I like Naylor. He's a nice receiver, but I definitely think we could upgrade there. But there's a lot of fans like, no, he's a great wide receiver 3, and he's doing like less than KJ Osborne did, and everybody hated KJ Osborne.
And that was shocking when I found out. I was like, ain't no way he did worse than KJ.
So you think you can drop Stephon Diggs' 1 year, $22.5 million contract to 10? Like you can sway him to, hey, 10 million, you come over. He's like, that's $12.5 million less than I made last year.
I'll make
and
my
you want
hot
to know
take that
why?
I'll make my hot take that it gets 10 or million or less.
He's
Tell
coming off
you
an
what, you want to know
ACL, right?
why? Because what we're going to do is we're going to say, hey, Daisy, let's show you these facilities, how great they are. And because we have such great facilities, you're going to take that discount.
Fish. This is different. I know you're going with that. And yes, I do think players would take a discount for the facilities. Now, not 50%. But there could be a little bit. But let's go ahead and let's jump into the Sam Darnold stuff. The tagging period came and went. Sam Darnold, surprise, did not get tagged. I don't know that anybody saw that coming. I think we all expect. No, we didn't. Sam Darnold did not get tagged, and he will now become a free agent. Is anybody surprised that we didn't use the tag on anybody? Like Bynum, Murphy, Darnold. I know we couldn't use it on Murphy after we extended his contract for the year, but are you surprised that they didn't use it on any of them?
It's not our MO.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been Sam Darnold not getting tagged tells me one thing. He's not making $40 million a year from a different team next year. That tells me one thing. Otherwise, we would have tagged him, and that team would have been happy with paying $40 million on that tag instead of the $42 to $45 million that people were predicting. So, the one person that really does surprise me would be probably Byron Murphy not getting tagged, and especially at a cornerback with the cornerback pay. That's where it's at. And I mean, can you get the same production out of a guy like DJ Reed as you had with Byron Murphy? I don't know. It's a whole different team, whole different scheme. So
I don't know, Steven. I think Byron Murphy might get paid more than the tag.
I mean, the last time we used the franchise tag was on Anthony Harris. So the Vikings already used that much.
And it didn't really make sense to either tag Bynum either because we're hurting on corners. If you're hurting on corners, you're not going to tag him, especially with the money you have in salary cap. You're just going to go out and get him and fill your positions. So,
or we could just handle it with the draft.
Oh yeah, we got a bunch of picks for that.
Yeah, we got a bunch of picks for that. All 4 of them.
That's all you need. Now. 4 new starters, right?
That's all you need.
4 new starters. Is that what you got, Cody?
Oh, we need 6 boys.
So we didn't tag Sam Darnold, but there's rumors going out there that the Vikings and him are still talking, trying to work out a deal to keep him in Minnesota. First of all, do you guys believe these rumors? Do you think the Vikings are really trying to keep Sam Darnold in Minnesota?
I mean, they probably offered him a contract. That's the best I could say. We don't know the numbers, but they probably said such and such numbers, and it is take it or leave it.
Mm-hmm. I think it's such a low number. It's probably like around half of the franchise tag, and we're just saying we want him back in Minnesota, so that way he's like, oh, they really want me. I should probably take that contract, even though it's half of the $40 million franchise tag, because he could probably get paid 16, 18 more million somewhere else.
Jets.
Giants.
What about you, Fish? What do you think? Do you think that it's true, or is this smoke?
I think that for the right price tag, I think Kwesi would take him back. Now, as a fan, I don't want him back. I want to roll J.J. McCarthy. I want to have Nick Mullins or Gardner Minshew as his backup. And I don't want that kind of possibility of any type of a QB controversy where J.J. McCarthy throws an interception week 1 and everybody's saying we need to go back to the guy that won us 14 games. No, I want our quarterback. But trying to think objectively on it, it would make sense for the Vikings to say, man, if we could get this guy for a discounted price, it might be worth it to have a guy who won us 14 games in our holster in case we need it. But yeah, I could see them making a little bit. I don't think it's going to be like last year where a wise prognosticator on this show said there is no offer on the table for Cousins. The Vikings have not offered him anything. I think there is something for Darnold. I just hope he doesn't take it. I hope he gets a better offer somewhere else.
But to that point, why would Darnold even engage in these conversations if it's like, hey, it's a lot less money. It's going to be a 1-year deal. You're not guaranteed a starting position. So you might come here and just tank your value, and next free agency period, you're going to be in the same freaking position. Like, why would he even consider it?
You know what he need to do? He need to go talk to Kirk Cousins' agent and say, your client right now, he's not doing too well. So you want to get paid, come over here and work out a deal for me. Give me that Kirk Cousins contract, and you can get half of my money.
That's kind of like a double-edged sword too, because that's on the player's mind. But now you look at what's on the team's mind. What if JJ McCarthy's ass?
Ooh, don't say that.
Don't say that. How long did we? I mean, I want to see what we have at quarterback.
Don't say that.
But what if he's not good?
If the Vikings give Sam Darnold $25 million, I am holding some sort of protest. I don't know what it'll be, how far I'll go with it, where I'm going to take it. I don't know if I'll go as far as boycotting this season. But if the Vikings give Sam Darnold $25 million, we're going to have problems. They probably don't care they're going to have problems with me, but they're going to have problems with me.
That's the price I'm saying that for him, $25 million.
I got him at 25.
For what though? For what? For JJ to try to beat out, you're gonna pay $25 million for a guy for JJ to try to beat out.
So the worst we did was 14 wins. I wouldn't mind winning another 14 games.
Fish said something. Yeah, there's probably a number where Kwesi would take him back, but is Kwesi even the one making this call? Has power shifted? Has that balance shifted? You think, Cody, with now KOC being extended, Kwesi not extended? Do you think someone else might have a little more power, and you think that person might prefer just to go with his guy?
I kind of said something last year after the draft, before we gave it on YouTube. I think we were on Facebook. I like watching the draft room as it happens, and how like KOC was surprised that he got that guy. Like, was it really him being surprised that he got Dallas Turner at that, or was it surprised that we gave up that many picks for Dallas Turner and he probably wanted to go offense again? Or maybe he wanted a guard in the draft that was sitting right there. Right now he's like, now we really got to hammer the guard position this year. We only have 4 picks in the draft. Yeah, I think I think KOC has Kwesi on the leash. Right? Like, hey, this is going to be my draft this time, because we have 4 picks. I'm not, if the right player is there for us, I'm sticking and picking. I don't want to do this wheeling and dealing where I'm giving the Lions Jamison Williams, or I'm giving up for Jahmyr Gibbs, or I'm drafting Scene and Andrew Booth. He don't want to do that again, right? Kwesi's draft picks, Jordan Addison, we always say, yeah, he's really good. Kid hasn't hit 1,000 yards yet. He's working on his 3rd year, right? He better hit 1,000 yards in his 3rd year, otherwise you ain't shoveling out that massive contract, right? T. Higgins hit 1,000 yards both his first 2 years. And then you look at the Dallas Turner thing. We watched him play. You drafted Dallas Turner, even though I love the pick, right? But he's sitting behind 2 edges that you have. One is a second-team All-Pro, right? And then you have JJ McCarthy, who hurts his leg. That's 3 straight drafts where your players haven't performed to the standard of a first-round draft pick. If you're a first-round draft pick wide receiver, you should get 1,000 yards. Brian Thomas had 1,000 yards on a shit offense of the Jaguars.
Yeah, it did. Also, KOC is the one that said that Sam Darnold deserves to go out there and be a free agent. So that's why he probably didn't get tagged. If there was people within the Vikings organization that wanted to bring him back, Keith is going to bring us. Whoa. What do you think, Fish?
I think there's a strong possibility that the power structure might get inverted. I feel like Kwesi was in command last year. I felt like he was the one making the calls. He was saying, this is the team I'm building. But I also believe in, evidence and facts and what I see. And one of the things that we saw one of the 2 get an extension and the other did not. So the one that has the extension, that has the job security, even, look, he could say, look, part-timer, I mean, you better listen to me. You might need to make the ultimate call. It's your job on the line, but I'm going to tell you right now, you better listen to me, because I'm trying to build a winner here. Mm-hmm. It's not healthy for Kwesi either way, because he's got a GM like his job depends on it. And if the power structure has flipped, he doesn't have the opportunity to GM like his job depends on it. He's answering to his head coach. He's not the final decision maker. So even if they do well this offseason, but it's based on Kevin O'Connell being the one to sign off on everything, that does not justify Kwesi getting the big extension, because he was not the one who truly facilitated the success.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the free agency is not used to replenish your roster. It's used to get your roster better by adding the 1 or 2 players. We have to add 24, right? It's not to replenish our roster. It's to get the roster better. That's the deal with free agency. Kwesi takes free agency to replenish rosters. That's not a good GM to me. The draft is how you replenish your roster, because it's always the next man up coming through.
So, Cody, what would be acceptable to bring Sam Darnold back? Like, what are the parameters? What kind of contract? What's the understanding?
If I'm bringing Sam Darnold back, all right, that tells me one thing: JJ McCarthy isn't ready. And the person that's going to want to bring Sam Darnold back is going to be KOC. KOC is going to be the guy saying, hey, I look at this quarterback I got now. He's still a little too young. He's still a little too raw, right? I'm bringing Sam Darnold back. And the contracts I would have him around, I have him around what 25 to 28 million. And that's 1 year, right?
So you wake up tomorrow and Vikings extend Sam Darnold 1 year, 25 million. You're good with that?
No, I wouldn't be good with it at all, because I want to see who JJ McCarthy is as the quarterback. But if KOC is the one doing the signing, he's the one who's got the power now. I'm going to believe in my coach of the year, head coach, in KOC, saying that JJ McCarthy's not ready. Okay, if he says he's not ready, he's not fucking ready.
How does he know that?
He's the coach.
But they're not playing right now. They're not practicing right now. Like, what's he doing to show him he's ready or not ready? The way they talk on the phone,
the VR training,
just being
if
on a
not performing in VR, then he's not ready.
I hate I have to put this one up.
I mean, right now he ain't wrong.
He's not. I mean, until the first snap.
More wins than passing yards against Alabama.
Thank you, Shaq.
Got more national championships.
And KOC can kind of risk that, because he signed his extension already. He can say, well, we'll see what we got with Sam Darnold here, since JJ's not quite ready yet. You know, I'm not going to get fired after this Sam Darnold thing. Whatever happens, you know, because they still got JJ McCarthy waiting in the wing to finally become the starter.
I don't know. I think if KOC was worried about JJ not being ready, then he would have never said that Sam Darnold has earned the right to go out and test free agency. He'd be saying, we like what Sam did for us. We're working hard to bring him back and make that happen. Like, he sold all of his cards. He had no cards out there. He's like, yeah, go ahead. He just go test free agency. He doesn't want him back. And like we just said, there probably has been a shift in power with KOC being the main card holder on what this team's going to do. What about you, Fish? What would make it okay with you if you woke up tomorrow and the Vikings extended Sam Darnold?
Nothing would make it okay for me. I don't want it. I don't want the controversy. I don't want any part of our salary cap eaten up on the guy that's not our future. And if they had to do it, I hate to say it, but they would have to do something multi-year, just so that way they could make it so he doesn't affect our salary cap too hard this year. Because we got a chance at doing something. We need to do something, because as Robbie alluded to earlier, we got a hell of a schedule, guys. We got a strong chance of going sub 500 at home this year. And we need to do something, and something big, to be able to stand up to that schedule. I don't know. 2 years, 40 million. Give him 2 years, 40 million, 20 million a year, Keith. And have the cap hit be like 8 or 9 million this year. And I probably wouldn't cry too hard, but I wouldn't I wouldn't be going less Skol. That's for sure.
And Shaq, you said you're at 25 mil. Is that correct?
25 million. That's my
And you,
my cutoff.
and you'd be cool with that. Vikings sign Sam Darnold 1 year, 25 million.
Yeah. As long as we address guard, I'll be okay with bringing Sam Donald back for 25 million.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because I want to see JJ play so bad. Maybe it's because I want to address other positions, and I wouldn't want to eat up a third of our cap bringing Sam Darnold back. I understand that we could move that money around and play with the money, and we'll actually be talking about the cap in a little bit. But no, I don't want to do that at all. And like my offer to Sam Darnold would be so insulting, I won't even say it. Like he needs to go out, like KOC said, and enjoy free agency and make his money. He's never going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback. You know, he's probably never going to win a Super Bowl. Go make some money playing football.
Yeah, let some people call on you and make you feel a little wanted and appreciated because he probably hasn't had that since the draft. Feel good about yourself. Feel a little bit like the belle of the ball. Get yourself some extra money for you and your family.
I just don't want him back. I think that we can go into this season with JJ McCarthy as our starter, and we could get a veteran backup in here that if they have to come in for a couple games, they could do that. We have one in our grasp right now in Daniel Jones, which I'd be perfectly fine to give him $8-10 million to be the backup or benchmark for JJ McCarthy to start.
Yeah, and watching Sam Darnold go to New York, not the Jets, but the Giants, the team up with Malik Neighbors would be pretty cool to see for that guy too. And there's kind of a connection there too, because we probably spoke with Giants brass about how Daniel Jones was. Giants can speak to us about how Sam Darnold is.
Thank you for that lesson, George. I thought it was something totally different, so thank you for that.
I can't believe y'all didn't know what a shillelagh was.
Was that how you say it?
Yeah, shillelagh.
Learning all kinds of stuff here tonight.
Oh,
It's a shillelagh.
is that Dutch?
No, man, it's Irish.
It's an Irish walking stick that doubles as a club.
I might have to start using that.
I might just get one.
I might have to start using
It's been about 5 years since I've seen games in New York, so.
Well, 5 years is way too long for that movie, sir.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Well, so we did not tag Sam. I don't think we're bringing him back, but we did sign a very important piece, and it may have been the most important signing in the whole NFL offseason so far. We signed Theo Jackson to a 3-year deal, which was first reported as a 2-year deal for $12 million. And everyone's like, $6 million. Man, that seems like a lot. Turns out it's actually a 3-year deal for $12 million. The first 2 years are guaranteed. We don't know how much that is. That's probably about $8-9 million. But Theo Jackson, we're keeping him around, and I'm excited about that. I'm big on Theo Jackson. I've been big on him for a couple of years. It is his time to shine. That also tells me maybe one of our safeties aren't coming back.
3 words. Thank you, Kwesi. Thank you for trading up all those picks in the draft for a guy that only plays 15% of the time and a quarterback that got hurt. Their picks 4th round to replenish that offensive line and get better on 2 guards, in which is the fact that we need 2 guards also.
Hold on, Cody.
Kwesi.
Hold on. Dylan, I wasn't meaning to do Theo Jackson dirty. I really am a big Theo Jackson supporter. I've been calling for him for a couple of years, so I know I gave a little bit of sarcasm for the opening, but there's no sarcasm directed. I'm very happy with this signing. $4 million a year for a safety that I think is going to be good for us. He's only 26 years old, so he's still young, so I like it. Cody, man, the Bears gave up draft picks for guards their teams didn't want anymore. Jonah Jackson, yeah, he might be all right. Joe Thuney, he's old now. He's aging out, and he saw it in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, played 2 Super. What are we trying to do in free agency? We're trying to get guys that their teams don't want no more. Otherwise, they'd have been franchise tagged.
No, we want guys that are coming off their rookie contract that teams can afford to pay the bag to because we can. We don't want people's trash that they're cutting.
We need 2 guards regardless.
Say one more time, Cody.
We need 2 guards regardless.
And so because the Bears traded 2 draft picks for 2 okay guards, we're not going to get 2. We're screwed.
Well, we got Will Fries who broke his tibia, and then we got James Daniels who his Achilles. I think Tevin Jenkins.
Macari, got Tevin Jenkins.
And they moved on from Tevin Jenkins to go get Joe Thuney. So what does that say about Tevin Jenkins? I don't know.
They couldn't afford him.
There's a sleeper guard out there we could get. I think he's a free agent. Dalton Reisner.
Ooh.
Haven't heard of him.
I'm pretty sure he only cost like $3 million.
He might play for free.
I can't stand trying to replenish the roster through free agency. Like, yeah.
Well, what do you want to do, Cody? We got 4 draft picks. Do you just want to roll Ed Ingram out there and Randall?
4 draft picks again. I want to draft better.
Okay, but so skip this season. Just skip this season. Let's try to draft better with our 4 draft picks and make a Super Bowl team.
No, what we're going to do is we're going to replenish the roster again with a bunch of free agents, and we're going to draft like shit. And then when those free agents leave, we got to do the same thing and try to replenish the roster again. With multiple.
Now, I'll tell you what we're going to do.
Oh.
We're going to re-sign everybody on the team from last year except for a couple. It's going to be Ed Ingram. It's going to be Blake Brandel. It's going to be Bradbury in the middle. It's going to be all that. We're not doing wholesale changes. All those people that are now free agents that played for us last year, that's what you're going to see next week is, and the Vikings have re-signed this, and the Vikings have re-signed this. Meanwhile, the damn Lions are going to be getting Myles Garrett.
Oof.
Trust me, when all that happens, you ain't going to see a positive bone in this.
Oh, when Fish says it, say it again, Fish. When Keith says it, he's a damn Lions fan.
You are.
Damn, fuck that.
Eagles draft very well, and all they had to do in free agency is go get 1 or 2 star players, and boom.
Yeah, that's what it boils down to.
That's how it's like Super Bowls.
You kind of shortchanged it though, Cody.
Oh, Barber.
You need free agency, and not only free agency in the draft, you need trades. You need to hit on all aspects of acquiring the best talent with the cap space you have.
But
and
you don't need 20.
It's almost like legs of a table, right, Shaq?
Yeah, and sometimes we do well with drafting, but then free agency we don't do shit. So now we depend on a bunch of rookies, and then sometimes we hit on free agents, which is rare. I feel like we hit on draft picks more than we hit on free agents, but we got to hit on trades, free agency, and the draft to get to a Super Bowl. And you got to give it to the Eagles because the Eagles just won a Super Bowl, but don't forget they also drafted Jalen Reagor. That was the same GM who drafted Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson. And we all laughed at that shit.
And Cody, just because we're going to try to, build this team up through free agency doesn't mean we're going out and signing 32-year-olds. Like, there's a lot of good 25, 26-year-olds who could be a part of this window, and we can afford to pay them because we got that young quarterback on the rookie scale, and we're not going to give Sam Darnold $25 million.
Yeah, but most teams don't sign 24 free agents.
We're not going to sign 24 free agents, Cody.
How many people
we're going to sign like 5.
But actually,
like
Cody, the league is skewing towards that because most free agent agreements now are 1 year. A lot of those free agent agreements are just 1 year. It's not even a prove it season anymore. It's this is just how we do things now.
Cody, can you get excited for free agency, please? Like, it's in a few days, man. It's gonna be like Christmas.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I'm excited for the.
Sometimes you get disappointed Christmas Day, but leading up to Christmas, you're excited as fuck. So let's get excited.
I'm excited for the now.
Let's see what Santa brings us.
We're gonna spend a lot
before we get mad.
We're gonna spend a lot of money, but then we're gonna be back to the same situation at the same very exact time next year. But who knows how much salary cap we'll have this year?
How will we be in the same place if we go and sign some key free agents?
Because how many years Fish do free agents sign for again?
1 year.
3. There.
3.
But see, the difference is, Cody, is our new GM next year is going to hit 5 starters on next year's draft.
No, he just needs to hit 3.
Oops!
2.
Welcome to off-season Cody. This is off-season Cody. He's very bitter. He's a very bitter Viking fan during the offseason. Then we go and we start off like 3-1, and then he starts coming around. Like, see, I knew this is the team I love. Like, he'll come around. But this is offseason Cody, and you're just getting the tip of the iceberg. It's going to get so much more bitter as the offseason goes.
It's what the Vikings do to us. I mean, he's still adjusted to, it's trauma.
Good question for Cody on the screen. This is a good question for Cody on the screen.
You got to sign a shit ton of players. So get two really great guards. Get 2 guards. Quit fucking around at the guard position like you've been fucking around since the past 15 years at that guard position ever since Steve Hutchinson left. Go get 2 guards. I mean, we tried it with Alex Boone, had him for a year, signed him to a massive contract, then had to cut him the next year because he wasn't that good. So,
but can you give him a chance? Can you give him a chance to get those 2 guards before you be all negative about it?
Well, I think you're going to get one really good guard. If it's Tevin Jenkins, then you're going to get one of the either everyone else is broken. I mean, I guess you can. I wouldn't sign him for massive giant deals like Will Fries. I wouldn't sign him for a massive deal.
Robbie's on a roll.
Thanks for the donation, Robbie.
Facts.
Yes, thank you for that.
Thanks, Robbie.
Here's the thing, though, y'all. Y'all talking about how bitter Cody is. Wait until next week when we re-sign Ingram and Brandell, and that's it. That's our guards. You think Cody's bitter? Him and I are going to have a bitch off.
Yeah.
But Fish, you made a hot take about that. You want that?
I did.
Cody gets mad Fish gets mad when only Cody gets a smoke. He wants it too.
No. Check yourself. Fish gets mad when he's the motherfucker first, and then somebody comes in behind him and says the same shit, and y'all act like it's something new.
Kind of like saying we're only going to sign 2 free agents or 2 new starters when that was already said.
Oh, so now it's being recognized when I do it, huh? Yeah.
I'm sorry. If you just go back and watch our whole offseason last year and see who was the bitter Betty between you two, as Oops put it. Yes, you did have your moments. It was Cody's persona.
Me and Keith had to
like I said, you were still enjoyable. I wanted to boot Cody at times. I never wanted to boot you.
No, that's because you're married to me. Cody's your side piece. So it cost you half if you booted me.
Half of nothing leaves nothing.
Just go get.
So anyways, yeah, we got Theo Jackson signed.
Yes.
Wow. The transition.
More region on this team. I like it. Keep doing it.
All right. We did sign a new assistant OC and assistant coach to take Grant Udinsky's spot. A guy I have no idea about. His name is Jordan Trailer. He's been with the Saints the past 6 years. He's played multiple roles with them. He's been an offense assistant, focusing on tight ends. He's been a scouting assistant. He's been a defensive assistant. And I read that he's kind of on the hot track to become the next hotshot OC. So if you guys were worried about Grant Udinsky leaving to take the Jaguars job, that KOC was just going to fall on his face and wasn't going to be able to help JJ, worry no more. We got our guy.
He's going to be a hot shot next year because he's under KOC. Everybody's got – KOC's like the new Sean McVay. Everybody wants what KOC has, I think. KOC's the next tree. Like we saw the Shanahan and all the dudes that come off him, the Grudens, all the dudes that came off the Grudens, and now the McVay, everybody that came under the McVay. Everybody wants a piece of the KOC. And it's nice to be that tree finally. You know, we haven't been that tree since I would say Denny Green. We're back in being that tree.
What about the Brad Childress tree?
What?
Speaking of the KOC tree, I just wish Wes Phillips would leave.
He had Kevin Stefanski.
Fish, I appreciate that one.
That's jokes, why. Baby.
That's why you can't make me mad, and you come with zingers like those. I wish he would leave. I don't think he's gonna leave though, because there was rumors coming out that the Vikings are actually trying to work on extensions for Brian Flores and for Wes Phillips. And Brian Flores, I totally get it. Go ahead, try to extend the guy, even though every offseason you're going to worry about him leaving as a head coach. But why are we worried about extending Wes Phillips. What exactly is it that you do here?
So
I
my
don't
thing
think
is,
anybody knows, but he probably does something.
he has to. He has to. I feel like if KOC is the head coach and he's more so focused on getting the quarterback to be the general of the offense, then he has an OC to dictate how the offense plays, and then he just calls the plays. So I feel like Westfield probably runs the offense, and KOC basically focus on just building that quarterback to run the offense that KOC wants, but he's not running it. He let Westfield do it.
Here's the thing. Wes Phillips, I've never seen him get credit for anything.
No, except for this.
Yeah, I've never seen the man get credit for anything.
Did
Not
he
that
be on
I
the
pay
sideline?
attention to the Rams, but did KOC get credit for anything under Sean McVay? But I just,
We hear more about McCown and McCardle than we hear about Wes Phillips.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, McCown and McCardle were also former players, and they stick out. I mean,
Yeah, but look at his last name. I mean,
Phillips.
he is
Some-
football coaching royalty.
yeah.
So going back to what Cody pointed is, yeah, it feels good to have the that coaching tree of knowing that KOC could actually have an elite offense. It's not consistent, but when it's hitting, it's all or nothing. And it's just more so, can we get more consistency on the regular plays and then having the all plays? We shouldn't have it to be doing it's either explosive or a barn burner. So it's like, I just want consistency from KOC, and hopefully Westfield should be able to develop a run game that will help KOC get to the next step in the offense. Because I seen it somewhere, we're bottom 5 in rush attempts in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Mm.
But we're like top 15 in rushing yard. It's weird. Run the ball
Man,
more.
when talking Vikings football, I sure love a Pizza Port IPA. I had to get one in. Sorry, that was an inside joke, everybody. But yeah, I had to get that one in. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, Wes Phillips. What the fuck's he doing?
No. Oh, after that, who cares? After
Oh,
that,
man,
who
we're
cares?
I was gonna figure out one way or another to get it in here. Did you guys watch the combine at all?
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. I feel like Fish watched more than me, but I'm proud.
Was there anything you liked, Fish?
Oh man, I think me and the whole world fell in love with that Amanwari kid. He was projected by PFF to be a late 3rd round draft pick. He's a safety from South Carolina, right in Robbie's backyard. And all of a sudden, this 6'3", 220-pound safety runs a 4.38 40, has a 43-inch vertical and an 11-foot broad jump. And suddenly he got the attention because his combine workout was comparable to DK Metcalf. And so, you got this kid who's a little raw, but I also started watching, I don't watch college football, yo. I ain't got time for that. But you start watching his highlights. When he goes for a pick, they ain't them punt interceptions. He's cutting off routes. He's covering. He can tackle big tight ends because he's big himself. They talked about, could he play linebacker? Nope. He's a safety. And I tell you what, the thought of getting in those goal line situations, them red zone situations where there's going to be a jump ball in the end zone, he going to win.
Yeah. But you can erase that thought because we just re-signed Theo Jackson. So
Cody, why the Theo Jackson slander, bro? Come on.
I like Theo. I like Theo. All right.
We got
Fish,
Mattel.
let me ask you this though. Fish, are you ready to jump back into that pool and take a safety in the first round?
Oh, I wouldn't take him in the first round.
No.
But I did have a hot take that part of my hot take was that we would trade up in the second round for a running back. And if we traded up into the late second round and picked him, I wouldn't be mad. Just to make sure we got him. So long as it's a good, solid defensive tackle in the first round, I'd be all right.
Robbie, go ask Dana. She'll tell you.
Wow. Wow.
Love you.
We should have a savage painter. Savage.
What about you, Shaq?
Fatality.
Anybody stand out for you?
How about Amon Membu? Mizzou tackle, right tackle. The way he went through the drills, the drill when they showed if he could pull or not is amazing. And I believe he ran a 4.91. And he's 330 pounds. 4.91 running 330 pounds. That is what we want in a attack. Well, if we draft him, he's gonna be playing guard for us. He can play guard or tackle. And if you watch his combine drills, his hips is smooth to pull, and he'll be a good run blocker for us. Like watching his highlights, because I went back to go watch his highlights, he moved people out the hole. When I say that, that means if he got his hands on somebody, he's making a gap for the running back. And if he's pass blocking, there's no penetration. But he's more so attacking guard or attacking tackle who, could pull and get to the next level and also block immediately in front of him. So
how tall was he, Shaq?
How tall is he? Hold on, let me get that height for you.
He wasn't that tall, though, right? He was more like about 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah, he's not that tall.
He's not like that 6'7" tackle type, right? He's
6'3".
6'3", 391. Yeah, he's a guard. In the NFL, he's a guard.
391?
Nah, 331.
You said 391. Like, hold up. And he ran a what, 40?
I got his 40 time mixed up with his weight. I'm sorry, guys.
I was like, sign me up.
391. They
moving.
Yeah,
just have him being the guy we need. And
Warren, if you get him.
The problem is he'll probably be a first round pick, and if we draft him, it'll have to be in the first round.
Yeah. What am I?
Combine went and how his film kind of matches up. He's looking like a first rounder.
Like I didn't watch the combine, but I saw a bunch of highlights, and there is one guy that had pretty good highlights, and it's a position of need for us. It's running back out of North Carolina, the Omarion Hampton, I think it was. It's like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he had over a 10-foot broad jump, and he bench pressed 18 reps. He's 6 foot tall. Like I'm in love with Caleb Johnson because I'm a Hawkeye for life, and he even stunned on his combine, but he was supposed to stun, because he's Caleb Johnson. He's probably the second best back in this draft. But Omarion Hampton might have just pushed Caleb Johnson back to third. That's how well I think Omarion Hampton performed at the combine.
And I'll tell you, Cody, when I made that take about us trading up into the second round, Cody, that's exactly who I thought we would be trading up for a running back, is Omarion Hampton.
And he rising up the draft board. Like he's supposed to be, they saying he might go late first.
Yeah. I mean, there's another North Carolina back on our team. I don't know if we want to, but
not for long. We won't have
it's not
to.
The same. It's not the same. One's clearly better.
Yeah, Hampton is a unit. I mean, he is a beast.
And he has vision.
He's gonna look good running over that right side, going in behind Ingram.
What else you got, Shaq?
Oh, well, that was my other guy. Basically, what Cody said.
Oh, you want Omarion too?
Omarion, because like if we get a running back, I'm sorry to say, but that's going to if we sign 2 guards. If we could get 2 guards to have an elite offensive line, I'm talking about everybody is either above average or elite. It doesn't matter what we do, hand the ball off or throw the ball. If JJ has time, he should make the right reads, and the running game should be so smooth if we get an elite running back on a rookie deal. I know a lot of people gonna be like, "Ooh, you don't take a running back that high," but if he's the best player on the board and he could change your offense and make it easier for your franchise quarterback, you take him.
And I think running backs are going to start going that high because we just saw a shift in what happened last year with running backs. Running backs are back on the plate. Running backs are becoming one of the most important positions in all of football again. When you just saw Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley lead their teams deep into the playoffs, right?
I don't think that ever changed, Cody. I think running backs. I think it got misconstrued that running backs weren't important. They're important. People just don't want to pay them after they spent 4 years carrying the ball 300 times.
And that it bewilders me. He's probably he touches the ball probably at third most on the team, next to the center, the quarterback, and it's the running back that touches the ball the third most, right?
Right.
Do you pay that? You pay the person that touches the ball the most. That's who.
Yeah, but the problem is they do all that within their rookie contract. I think Shaq has had it right where he said that running backs rookie scale should be adjusted to pay them more because that's when they're taking all the beating. And there's not a lot of running backs that do what Saquon and Derrick Henry do on their second and third contracts. It just doesn't happen. It's more likely that they fall off after that rookie contract, and that's why teams stop paying them in free agency.
Sometimes you got to fake an injury to get off the team.
So
you don't get the carry.
Josh Jacobs.
So one other player in the combine that I wanted to talk about. We often talk about intangibles like being the ability to lead and whatnot, but there was one other player in the combine that had an intangible, and he was the only one that had it, and that's Deontay Walker. And Deontay Walker, he's big, he's powerful, he's fast, and his intangible, he was the only one who during mid-drill had his shirt slide up over his big old belly, and he had to pull it back down. And that's the fat kid I want. I want somebody like that. I want a monster.
Intangible fatness.
Yep. And he had the conscious ability to be able to yank it down and not screw his drill up, Keith.
I like it. The guy I was most impressive with was also a running back, but that was RJ Harvey out of UCF. Man, that dude is silky smooth, and he can cut on a dime, not lose any speed. He was very impressive. He had one of the fastest 40s out of all the running backs. I think he was top 5. He was a good route runner, and he good hands. Like when he was doing the passing drills, it reminded me of seeing Aaron Jones, especially that play against the Jets where he went to the outside and caught it on the sideline. And he's fast. I like it. And he can make jukes like in close quarters. Like you could think you have him, no, you don't. And he makes that move smooth, and he doesn't lose speed. I'm very big on RJ Harvey. I do think he's somebody that we can get hopefully in the 3rd round. It'd be so sweet to get him with the pick that we get for Kirk Cousins. Like if we can turn the Kirk Cousins comp into RJ Harvey, that would be a sweet come up.
How tall is RJ Harvey?
His height, I don't know. Does that bug you?
I don't know. Is he like 5'10", 5'8"?
Does it bug you?
I'll check it out. He is 5'9".
You know how tall Aaron Jones is?
How tall is Aaron?
I think that's the same height as Aaron Jones.
Hopefully plays like him.
You got height supremacy.
Yeah, they're the same height and size. Oh shit, Fish on to something. They're the same weight and height.
I think that's one of his comps actually. Is Aaron Jones.
Yeah, bring him on.
I mean, you can watch the Colorado game. He's basically what Keith was alluding to. He's more of a speed back. Like he make you miss. He's not going to take as many hits.
Right. But I mean, this is a league where you need 2 running backs. So I mean, we can get a bruiser in free agency. We talked about a couple weeks ago. You can guys be back. Like this is a guy from anywhere on the field is a threat to take it to the house. So I'm sure we will talk more about RJ Harvey and Hampton in these coming shows. After next week, we're all draft for 5 weeks leading up to the draft. So we will be talking a lot of draft. 2 other guys that I noticed. I don't think Unk's here right now, unfortunately, because they're both UK guys. Never thought I'd be sweating UK guys, but one is Maxwell Harrison, who everybody knows he ran the 4.2840 the fastest of the whole combine. But just what impressed me most was watching him during the cone drills. Like straight lines, fluid movements. Like it was the best I saw out of any position. I didn't watch the whole thing, but out of the ones I saw, they were running jaggedy. He was just smooth, straight, crisp, good hands, tracking the ball when they were throwing the deep balls to him. Like the only problem I think, like Shaq alluded to, or I think it was about Membu. I think he worked himself into the first round, and I don't know if we can go cornerback in the first round.
You don't?
I don't know. I mean, it depends what we do in free agency. It really does. If we don't sign, if we don't sign one, then yes. But man,
right. We got 2 cornerbacks on the roster. Remember that.
Well, I know, but I believe in Blackman. I believe in Blackman. I really do. But no, he impressed me a lot, and I wouldn't be mad if his name got called. And the other one was Eli Cox, who's a center and guard. So those are 2 positions that we're looking at. Like he can come in, maybe play a little bit of guard, or maybe be Bradbury's successor. Bradbury is our center this year, but he could come in and be our center next year. He had the 4th highest RAS score among all offensive players, which is the relative athletic score, which has been tracked since like the 80s. And he had the 3rd best RAS score out of any center since 1987. That's 622 centers. He had the 3rd best. So dude's super athletic. I haven't had a chance to really watch his tape yet, but I did enjoy what I saw from him in the combine when I was watching the lineman. And to me, he's the one that stood out the most. So, yeah, Maxwell Hairston, Eli Cox from UK. Let's do it. Yeah, no, not United Kingdom.
Honorable mention, Jordan Savina. I think that's how you say his name, from Arizona. Jonah, my bad. I said Jordan. Jonah for Arizona. He could be a good guard for us also. So I feel like draft and free agency. We should draft a guard and sign 2 in free agency. Make sure this shit is not a problem for the next decade.
All right. So what I want to do right now is a little educational segment, because we're going to talk about free agents we want to pound the table for after this. And there's a lot of fans that are worried about the salary cap. Even though we have like the 6th most money, there's still some fans that are worried. How are we going to sign all these players that we need? How are we going to do this with the salary cap? Why is there a salary cap? How much do we really have to spend? And to do that, I want to bring on member Stephen Watson, who is now our residential salary cap guru. What's up, Stephen?
Yo,
How's it going?
got the purple
Steven?
juice. Things are all good.
Purple juice. It is purple.
Hey, I ain't got my purple Kool-Aid no more. I ran out. The season ended. I ran
Hey, you have to have a little purple juice to take this stuff, man.
out. Ooh.
You know, the off season, it's a long, dry period. What are they going to do? Where are the opportunities? Where's the money going? Takes a whole lot of purple juice until we get through the season and things are on the field.
So, Steven, we're not going to go through all these tonight, but what are we going to go through?
Chapter 1, the salary cap. What is it? With a
All
little
right.
bit of insights into what follows.
All right. So, I don't know if Tommy's here, but Tommy's the one who said he wanted to hear a little more about the salary cap, and we feel it's our duty to bring what they asked for. So, let me make sure I'm set up.
You're supposed to give him a round of applause.
Oh, I need to work on my sounder game. I really do.
So let's kick her off. The salary cap, it's got a lot of influence. Ownership committee's got a lot of things they want to do to move the league. There's revenue agreements between the teams. There's rule changes. They all have a big impact on the salary cap. And then there's the union on the other side that's trying to get the players more money, fair representation, represent the players that played in the league before. Well, they come to the other side of the table, and sometimes there's a bit of dispute over that. So we've got legal and arbitration rulings that influence where the salary cap goes. Often there's a legal finding that says the salary cap is changed, both sides could accept it, or both sides could just say, "Hey, can we work out a better deal?" And the collective bargaining agreement changes. So that leads into um, money for players in terms of player benefits. There's revenue that's allocated to player benefits, and then there's also revenue that's allocated to what the teams can spend on cap and spending guidelines. So both those things influence the salary cap. The salary cap, it's basically a construct. It has a bunch of items in it that allows the league and the teams to negotiate with players with predefined constructs that allow them to spend money and spend it uniformly in a common manner so that no one team can have a greater playing advantage than another team. Unless you're the Eagles and you understand it better than everybody else. Sorry. I had to get one shot in. So
do the red signs mean deficits? That's a question from the comments.
yes. So the salary cap has both positive credits and negative credits. And we'll get into those when we talk about adjustments. Sorry, I can't see the question. So Keith, I need you, or Fish, I need you to
I'm
fire
on it,
in with
but
them.
don't worry.
So individual teams' salary spending is subject to common controls and limits. Every team has to spend 89% of their revenue over a 4-year period on player salary, or they're subject to payouts to the players. So it's a moving window. It's about sharing revenues with the players over a common set of constructs, common minimum salary rules. There are a number of things that are in the salary cap and the CBA that put limits on player spending, mostly from the negative or the lower end of the scale. There's no upper limits other than the fact that you can't spend any more than what the adjusted salary cap limit is set for the year. And what's the adjusted salary cap limit? Let's get into that. Keith?
I'm trying. There we go.
So the team salary cap, it's an annual formula. It's a percentage of player revenue share. So each CBA, the league and the union negotiate what the upcoming league revenue share percentage is. So the CBA gets a percentage of league revenue, and the players union, they hammer at the league saying, we want more items to be part of revenue sharing. So teams have rights for stadium, they have rights for television. The players union is trying to get more and more of that body of revenue under salary cap governance, because that means there's more money to share with all the players.
Do you think the salary cap's fair and the way they do it?
It's reasonably fair because it stops large cap or revenue teams that have more external sources from buying the Super Bowl. Otherwise, the NFL would be baseball, where 5 or 6 teams legitimately compete every year, and the rest are also rans.
Is there some money being moved under the table, you think?
Ooh,
That's a
I've
great
always
question.
wondered that. I've always wondered that, Cody.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
I think there's a good deal of money that's moved under the table in external sources. So I think well-connected teams can point a certain player to a certain agent that's got great local advertising ties, because player revenue is not all about what they earn through the salary cap. It's also about what they earn through advertising. So teams that are well connected with their local advertising agencies can help a player out and draw a player to their market. The Vikings need to get better at this.
Mm-hmm. So we gotta fly them out, is what you're saying. What we was talking about earlier.
We got to help them get advertising revenue. So what is a salary cap? It's a rolling model. It's over a 4-year window. You've got that 89% that you have to spend over the 4-year window. What you spend this year is based on what you didn't spend last year in terms of carryover and annual adjustments. Annual adjustments are when we predict a player to earn a certain amount based on his previous year's performance and then what he actually performed this year. We're going to get into a little bit more in the next slide.
You ruined it, Keith.
Great takes. So if we go back a slide, sorry, I wasn't done.
Oh, sorry.
Can we go back? All right. Okay. So last year, you notice the top 53 in practice squad. Once you get beyond September or into the season, we switch to the top 53 and the practice squad come into play. Both those have chapter or paragraph 5 lower limits on salary that specify the rate of pay for a player as a minimum based on credited years of service. Once you're in September, teams have to account for the top 53 players on their roster. That counts towards the cap. Reserve spending comes into play when people get injured. The PUP list and the non-football injury list are the 3 items that comprise reserve spending. And then there's dead money. Dead money is money that you've spent in prior years on players that carry over into this year, whether the player is on the team or off the team has been released. And then we notice the cap space at the end of the year. That is the money that wasn't spent in 2024 at the end of the year that carries over into 2025. So that's
How much can you
basically
carry over?
no
Like, could the
more-
Vikings like not sign anybody and like carry over like $40 million?
No, they have to spend 95% of the cap in any year.
Yeah,
Okay.
they gotta spend
I
that
was
money.
about to say that'd be a hell of a strategy if you could just carry over a bunch of money and do that for a couple of years. That'd be a hell of a way to rebuild.
Sorry, not 95%, 90%.
80 or 90.
90, yeah.
What's up, E? We're just learning about the salary cap right now.
This is how
So
we're about to pay our free agents.
that's a quick summary of what the Vikings spent in 2024. So projections were they were going to carry over 10 million and change, subject to annual adjustments. We'll get into annual adjustments on the next slide, and then we'll see where we actually ended up.
All right, so just to simplify it for somebody who's dumb like me, we're carrying over 10.7 million from last year on top of what our salary cap is this year.
Correct. Subject to annual adjustments, which we're going to get into on this slide. So this is the Vikings player contract, and what we want to do on the side is the audience name the contract without going to Google. Let us, tell us who you think this player is, and
Can I guess?
all the way through, we're going to have guesses as to who the player is. Anytime you see a current contract, I want you guys to name who it is.
You might need to read out some of the stats because I can't actually read it on my computer. So
Yeah, it's a little small. So there's roughly $800K in salary bonus. So that's a salary bonus that was distributed over the length of the contract. In this case, there were void years added to this player's contract so that they would distribute it over 5 years. This player actually only played 1 season for the Vikings as an active player on this contract.
Davenport.
Shot
I
number
didn't
1.
say 1 game, Shaq.
So we've got 5 years of distributed cap. And then when we look at it, we've also got a per game roster bonus. So if you notice in annual adjustments, the 2 major factors are is the item likely to be realized or not likely to be realized? So likely to be realized is based on previous year's performance. So what did this player do in 2023 based on the bonuses or incentives that are in his contract? The Vikings have to account on against the cap on that. So if it's a roster bonus or a per game bonus in this case, if the player played, I'll say 10 games, then the Vikings have to account for 10 games as likely to be realized and 7 games as not likely to be realized.
This
When
player did this player play 15 games this year?
player played 17 games this year.
Aaron Jones.
Cody for the win.
There you go.
So this is Aaron Jones.
Cody, you get to keep your job.
Cody's redemption for Stumped.
Yes.
But Fish and Shaq, huh? I don't know yet.
Well, I said Davenport. I mean, I only could give him what the clues I had.
Yeah, you were wrong.
So
Hey,
we
man.
had the Vikings accounting when they signed Aaron Jones as playing 11 games because he played 11 games in 2023. So in the annual adjustments, we've got to account for 6 games that he wasn't expected to play and he played. And then if they re-sign him and there's a bonus in it, that those funds that were hit against the cap as not likely to be realized, they actually have to be accounted for as likely to be realized. So if this was a player on a 2-year contract and he hit 17 games, the Vikings would have to do a cap adjustment for 2025.
Are cap adjustments, are they normally a big deal or is it just like a little bit of money?
It's usually a little bit of money. Most of the money is base salary and bonuses, and performance bonuses tend to be much smaller. But we have a few players on the Vikings that have a high bonus structure, and they hurt us a lot. So
So that affects the cap. Like if the player reaches their bonus.
it goes into both annual adjustments because they hit their bonus and they overhit their bonus. So the Vikings, based on the previous year, said they were going to get 4 interceptions, and the player got 8 interceptions. We have to go up a bonus tier. That means that we have to account for the money we paid them in 2024, and if they're on a multi-year contract, up their bonus for 2025.
Damn.
I'm kind of hoping we sign Jimmy G.
Damn. So that's probably why Byron Murphy don't want to come back. He's like, y'all paying me how much?
So 2 weeks ago, these were the Vikings cap numbers. Against the cap, maintains a running total through the years. Sport Track kind of lays back and waits to say, hey, what does the league put out at the end of the year for 2024? And we'll make our adjustments. So 2 weeks ago, those were the Vikings number for 2025. And March 4th came up, the magic date for filing. So now we have more realistic numbers on the next slide.
This is our cap guru. We went on started hiring people.
So who am I? I'm a competitive curler. I played national level sports. I'm an architect. I understand how things work very quickly. So as an athlete and a fan, I want to understand the cap, how the cap works. A little bit of research. It's not hard.
You'd be surprised at how much.
Wait a minute, a curler?
research.
Yeah, I've actually played.
Yeah, curling today.
I did.
I love that game, man.
World rank curler.
World rank. That means he's known. We're small time to him.
So next slide's got the real numbers for the Vikings as of the moment.
And no lie, brother, that's my favorite winter sport for the Winter Olympics, curling.
I've come close twice. So this so that's the Vikings. Yeah, let's go to this one. Miss Keith asked me to say, what are the great, the myths about the cap that you've seen over the years? And myth number 1, cap matters. Yeah, not as much as cash. Players get cash. They don't get paid cap. So the real thing about playing players is you want players to come. It's all about the cash. Cap is just accounting. It's moving money around so that you can have room for more players. So as a curler, I skip. My responsibility is to build the team. I want to get the best 3 other guys I can get to play with me. How we share the money and how good the players play, that's important.
Sarah, whether or not we're getting Jimmy G is up to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are counting on you, Sarah, to make an offer that he cannot refuse.
Use all your powers.
All of it.
All of it.
All.
This is one of my favorite myths.
All.
And we've already hit on it a bit. A light player should take less money to help the team win. Well, they have to get something in return. So is this likely or unlikely?
I think it depends where they're at in their career, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're older and they've made their money. I think they're more likely to take less. But to ask Justin Jefferson to take less at this point in his career when he plays for a team that's never won a Super Bowl is just ridiculous. And some people on this panel were asking him to do that.
I can see Justin Jefferson taking a pay cut if JJ performs to be top 3, and like to keep both JJs. I can see Justin Jefferson taking a pay cut.
So we hinted at this one before when we were talking about incentives to bring players into Minneapolis.
Could Sarah be an incentive?
Sarah could be an incentive.
Okay, just making sure I'm understanding.
I just want to tell you something. I'm so disappointed that we're this far into this and Cody has not asked if hookers and blows fit in the cap. I'm disappointed that Cody has not asked that question.
Oh my gosh.
Table money, bro.
I took it here, Fish took it here.
Can I answer that?
Yeah.
Those would be benefits. They would be outside the cap.
To be outside.
Also,
really?
So
those are the under the table payment. That's what's under the table payments.
So the Texans was paying the massage parlor for Deshaun Watson, and then he didn't want to sign the contract. So they was like, "We know what you've been doing."
Minneapolis, you get to get into
Shaq took it to conspiracy land. I love it.
So let's look at Stafford. He's got great ties to the Los Angeles community, having won a Super Bowl. It's probably going to cost him more than $5 million a season to leave Los Angeles in advertising revenue. So external factors matter in whether or not somebody takes a hometown discount. It's not all about the cap. It's about advertising and what you make.
Or, Steven, when they talk about competing with a team that lives in a state that has no state income tax.
Absolutely. External factors matter.
Or that has the best facilities.
Or the best beaches.
Or a bunch of lakes to go fishing in.
Or a bunch of snow that you get your car stuck in.
Or a bunch of woods you get lost in.
Or Sarah.
That you get lost in.
Yeah.
All right, next
here.
Wow. Wow.
Sorry.
So, media pundits forever have been saying,
I'm going to get the captain hat.
Let's negotiate a player contract as a percentage of cap. Let's give Justin Jefferson X percentage of the cap every year and then do that all the way across the board. Would that be workable? Never, because the cap is fluid. It's always moving. So you can't give somebody a percentage of something that's moving, and you don't know what next year's is. In all through 2024, we were hearing the cap was going to be $268.5 million. Oops, it's $279.2 million for 2025. So based on the annual adjustments and the fact the cap is moving, you can't just say, hey, we'll give you X of the cap. Fish.
So let me ask you this, Steven. Basically, going back to the
Someone go
COVID year,
get her.
going back to the COVID year, how badly did that affect the cap space, or do you feel like that didn't really affect the cap space going forward? Like, because the NFL had to cut back that cap space for when COVID happened because they wasn't playing as many games and it wasn't guaranteed. But do you feel like that's still affecting the current NFL salary cap or no?
No, it was like a speed bump in the road. It slowed you down for a little, but it's going to continue to climb.
There you go.
It's all about
So,
TV revenue and more revenue forms. So social media is going to be the next revenue form. There's going to be money coming in the NFL soon from more than TV.
hold up, pause.
George,
What
I'm
do
not an
you
adult.
mean? What do you mean you have to go get the captain hat? It should be right there. What do you mean you have to go get it?
Look at when we first started the show, I was like, I feel like I'm forgetting something very important, something like I shouldn't even be starting the show without. But it's like it's already it's already 8:40. People are getting mad.
I know. Hold on. Caleb Evans.
I don't have no game next week.
Myth number 4, Steven.
All right, Keith, you read this one and explain
Actually,
it.
I'm lying. I actually have it on a big TV right here. Players get paid everything charged to the cap each year. So I'm gonna say that's a myth because they don't.
Correct. If you've read anything on Minnesota Vikings Fans Uncensored over the last 3 months that I've been there, I saw a whole bunch of posts saying that the Vikings owed a quarterback that shall not be named $28 million. And they were paying him for 2025. No, that was dead cap. That was money that was previously accounted for or paid to him in other years, and it was simply accounting.
So he already got his money. It was just affecting us.
Correct.
Got it.
So
also, it's like
current cap though, doesn't
so we have like $65 million. That doesn't mean we can only sign players to $65 million average annual value this offseason, right? We could sign a lot more than that.
You can sign a lot more than that if you pay the money forward. Signing bonuses are paid forward. They're extended over the lifetime of the contract. You sign a guy for 3 years, that signing bonus is broken up over 3 years. You can add void years to a maximum of 5 years to distribute that signing bonus.
So, Stephen, to try to put something into relatable, easy to digest terms like that, can you associate that with having, say, like a credit card or a line of credit where you can choose to pay a bubble payment or else you can stretch it out a little bit and make the payments?
It's exactly like a line of credit. The only thing that's entertaining about it is the interest is negative because the salary cap is always growing. Your interest payments are downward, not upward. I wish I could get a credit card like that. Cody, you want to issue me one?
Fish?
Yeah.
This is a great myth. You're going to hear all kinds of crap right now about the player and a team negotiated a restructured deal that converts salary to bonus. Almost every NFL contract has restructuring rights in it where you can take the base salary and the team can convert it to bonus without ever negotiating anything with the player. It's already pre-negotiated when they sign their deal. So don't believe the media, folks.
So when they say a player got restructured and we all think he's, doing something great and taking less money, no, he's not, right?
In most cases, no. Not unless there's other monetary things exchanged or there's extensions added. If it's a simple salary to signing bonus conversion, it's already in his deal.
All right.
So miss 6 and 7. 7 was definitely an example with T.O. Jackson today. And myth 8 we'll keep for a future one. But dead cap is entertaining, and I'm not going to give away the myth. Lots of people think that when trades happen, things move. More things move than don't.
I mean, doesn't it actually accelerate and hit you like
It
faster?
it can accelerate and hit you. It can actually move. It depends on what's been incurred. But dead cap is money spent. So 90% of the time,
George, don't be giving up our
deducting it.
secrets.
Okay, Steven, I got a question for you. So we
Yep.
have 2 players on this team that's going to take up, I think it is around 30% of the salary cap in 2027. Even though we have 68 million in salary cap this year, how long do you think these free agents that we sign contracts will be?
It depends on their relative age and their usefulness to the Vikings. So if we were to sign someone about 25 years old, I think you're looking at a 4-year deal.
And will most of the money be pushed towards the 2 major cap hits that we have coming in 27 and 28?
I think the Vikings, if they're smart, will take advantage of options like Philadelphia does. So if the player performs, they can add years onto the contract by invoking additional years that are basically dead years in the contract. You execute the option, you convert a high base salary into bonus. You can move out, you can
So
prorate the signing.
adding some void years to it.
That's
Yeah, the
there.
void years are there, but they get converted into actual salary years. But
If they play well.
Stephen, is there a difference between dead cap and void years, or are they the same thing?
dead cap is money spent. Void years are a means of extending the contract to spread money.
Okay.
Void years have trigger dates. Dead caps don't. Dead cap doesn't. So releasing players post June 1st. The league year as of June 1st, trades moves forward in its accounting. So any player cut after June 1st is spreadable over 2 years. So during the season, if the Vikings let go a player, all the dead money that was incurred for 2025 accounts to 2025. All the future funds stay in the future years, but are accelerated into 2026. So that's the simplest way I can describe post June 1st releases. But you'll hear a lot of talk this time of season about players designated for post June 1st release. Every NFL team is allowed to do that with 2 players right now. There's a number of rules. The player stays on your roster. You can't kick him off and not carry his cap. So you have to carry his cap until June 1st, and then he's released. So the team gets a little relief right now, and everything else is incurred later. It's a great way of freeing up space for your draft cap for the team, the players you draft.
What? You said draft?
Draft. Well, we can't do that this year. We have no draft cap.
There you go.
So just to answer something that in the chat, yeah, George, that was me. I think that Rob Brzezinski has been a big part of our problems that led up to what we went through this past season, because we've had some instances where we've had to make some tough player decisions. And instead of that, Rob said, I can handle this pretty easy. We can just rework the cap instead of making tough player decisions and cutting some people past their prime, and we've overpaid them. So, yeah.
Fish, what's Rob Brzezinski's number one historical fact?
I don't know.
He's never valued the offensive line. Ask Andrew Luck.
Ask
He's never what?
Valued the offensive line. He's never invested in the offensive line.
Wow.
It says a lot with when Steve Hutchinson left. We haven't, it's crazy.
I mean, we tried. We signed Alex Boone.
Yeah, and cut him the next year.
Well, to be
Now,
fair,
you're really gonna get Cody going.
Rob only came on board in 2022. He came with Cam.
Yeah.
Rob Brzezinski only came on board in 2022.
No. You're thinking of the guy who was almost the GM for the Jets.
Oh yeah, Rob Brzezinski been around for a while. He's been our
Yeah,
captain.
he was Spielman's guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
you talking about Ryan Grigson?
Ryan
You're
Grigson,
thinking of Gregson.
Gregson, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ryan Grigson. Yeah, no offensive line. Oh yeah, he destroyed Indy.
I mean, did he draft Quentin Nelson?
Shaq is him.
We have two guys all the money, and we can't even go get decent guards. What in the hell is going on with this organization?
So we got another player here. Again, you guys have to guess the player. If we let this player go right now, we're looking at dead money of 2.4 million and cap savings of roughly 5 million. If we target him for June 2nd or later, or if we keep him on the roster and then he doesn't pan out, well, then there's some savings to be had. So if we were to cut him right now, we could save money on workout bonuses and roster bonuses. And they could be accounted for in cap savings in 2025. The dead cap, it would be distributed, in other words, a signing bonus. The amount chargeable in 2025 would hit the Vikings right now. And the 2026 and 2027 would be charged would accelerate into 2026.
Oh,
So
we got one. Look at it.
Woohoo! We got a winner.
Is that my boy?
Leonard be knowing.
Lenny?
Leonard, man, I haven't heard from you in a long ass time, Leonard. I'm glad you're alive, to be honest. Damn.
Yeah, I'm glad he alive too. Shit, Leonard
I
was
know, man. Have you grown that damn beard out yet?
So go.
Fish is like, if you haven't grown that beard back, Leonard, just go away again.
So dumb this down for us. How much if we cut Bradbury right now? How much will that affect? How much does that go to this year's cap?
So if we cut him right now, 2.4 in dead money, and we'd save 5 1/4.
So would you guys cut Bradbury for saving 5 and only losing 2.4? Am I getting that correct?
Yeah.
I think it's a big yes from everybody.
No.
Who was our center?
Yeah, who's our center?
Jurgens.
Jurgens can't be
Jerking
as
off
bad.
of Jurgens.
Scroll back. Click back, Keith.
That means we'll have to draft a center.
Can't do that with 4 picks.
Just draft one, right? Just draft one.
Handle it in the draft.
Oh, I've got a
Like,
stud
I don't know.
one.
I don't know if Shaq is fuck them picks or just draft one. I don't know what team he's on this year.
I mean,
So with a rookie,
I gotta see how the draft goes. I'm on
If
both.
Keith
I might
is-
even be trade back. Honestly,
if Keith is right, and we're starting JJ, you don't want to start a rookie center.
Thank you.
That means
And
Bradbury
I am
sticks for a
right.
year.
I'm usually right.
and he knows the offense.
Bradbury stays, and you draft a center and train him up, and then play him next
Maybe like
year.
an Eli Cox.
It doesn't happen here. We don't draft any good players.
I mean,
After we
you
draft
said
Eli
earlier,
Cox in the 5th round.
if we get 2 guards, Bradbury by comparison
Will be serviceable.
is serviceable, remotely better.
Remotely better.
So
All right,
to
are we
answer
still on the
your
slide?
question, Cody, if we cut him right now, 2.4 million in dead money, 5 and change in cap savings. If they give him the post June 1st and cut him now, they get 350 in immediate cap savings. Dead money reduces to 8 and change, in dead cap, and then 1.6 gets charged to next year.
I wonder
on dead cap.
if so what, only 1.6 gets charged for next year.
Yeah.
We save 5.25 though this year. Or we gain
Plus
5.
the one. Yeah, plus the 1.6.
Yeah. So is there a center out there in free agency right now that has the same talent level or just a little bit better than Bradbury that you can sign under that cap?
No.
No. But you have to make the choice and think, all right, $5 million.
You can pay 3 times as much and get one that's going to be better.
But only 10% better. So that's the tier 1 versus tier 2 argument.
Mm.
So this is an audience one. We've got a player here. It's a cap savings opportunity. We can cut him now. We can cut him post June 1, or based on his performance, we can extend him and put more money across the dead cap and turn unhealthy dead cap into healthy dead cap by having the player on our roster. So any player we cut creates unhealthy dead cap. It's dead cap against our cap that we don't have a player in the lineup.
Is that the best blocking tight end in the run blocking tight end in the NFL that we signed like 2 years ago?
It might be.
We're paying how much for? We're paying $9 million for a fucking guy that catches 2 balls a year.
He has some touch catches.
And runs great routes, and we just don't throw them to him.
That part.
It's Josh Oliver, Chad.
Anybody think Cody's wrong?
I mean, not bad.
It's not bad. I mean, for a guy that plays second string and sometimes third string tight end, taking up 3% of the cap, it ain't bad, I guess.
What's his cap? $8 million, Cody? What's Hawkinson getting paid?
Hawkinson was hurt too.
Yeah.
So I was one most of the season.
I mean, jeez.
Wish he played like it.
And you know what? Those 2 catches he had were some damn good catches. Pretty sure he caught more touchdowns than Hawkinson last year, too.
I think Hawkinson only had 1.
I think you're right, Fish. I think he caught 2.
Don't worry. Hawkinson will be back this year. He was just slowed down by that end.
Hawkinson will have 800 yards and 10 touchdowns this year. Write it down.
So Josh Oliver is getting paid more than Tyrann Mathieu right now, and we signed Theo Jackson. Not bad.
Cody, you just said you don't want to build your team around free agents and you want to go sign old-ass Tyrann Mathieu. Shut up.
Don't worry about it, Cody. We'll handle it in the draft.
Yeah.
Draft picks. It's going to be the same shit over and over.
What's your problem with Josh Oliver, though? His cars aren't worth anything, so you don't want him?
No. He's getting paid.
Finally, somebody said it.
We need a safety, right? And he's getting paid more than Tyrann Mathieu.
We don't need a safety. We just signed Theo
Jackson. But he's
Jackson.
also like he's not just a tight end. He's also like an extra tackle.
Well, at least our undrafted.
What are tackles making?
At least our undrafted free agent that we just extended is making more than our second string tight end. So that's good.
I mean,
makes sense.
Cody,
he will play to our offense. We need Josh Oliver. He steps up in his ways.
So Cody, what's the percentage of time the Vikings run a 1-2 personnel set?
I would say 37% of the time.
So he's worth a little bit of money then.
But we don't run out of the 1-2 set most of the time.
Well, because we didn't have.
But it means he's on the field.
Most of the time.
He's on the field. Yeah, it's good. Most of the time.
He's on the damn field.
So the Vikings actually had a lot more success running the ball with Oliver and Munt in a 1-2 personnel than they did with Hawk.
Mm.
The game. That's all.
Hawk is not known for being a great blocking tight end. So,
are we gonna bring Johnny Munt back? Like this is an important topic and discussion that needs to be had. Are we gonna bring back the third best tight end?
It's a waste of money.
We only run the ball on average 11 times a game. He's coming back, man. Cheap as fuck.
It's a waste of money.
He allowed like the only onside kick recovery of the whole season.
I mean, he has some clutch catches here and there, but we can't rely on.
Sarah, you need a cigarette for sure because you also disappeared for a little bit.
What I don't like, this is the one thing I don't like about the contract.
I want Jimmy G. Just letting you guys know. I don't know why.
His contract and how we play offense doesn't match up. We should be running the ball more.
I forgot the sailor hat again. I mean, the captain hat again.
We should be running the ball more.
Damn straight. You've been preaching all night, Cody.
Oh my gosh, Robbie.
Guards and running the ball. That's the only way to get this offense better. That's literally the only way to get this offense better. Guards and running the ball. Shout out to you, George. We going to Skol Fest.
Otherwise, I'll just go sign a tight end out there that just loves the block, and that's it. And
yes, thank you, Steven. Thank you for getting us out of all of our degenerate talk. But let's get back into some degenerate talk. And Steven, what we want to do right now is pound the table for a couple free agents. Now, we actually had time to think about this. So if you need some time and want us to go first, we can. If not, I want you to go first. Is there two free agents that you hope the Vikings sign? And if you could talk to Quasi right now, who would they be?
I'm going to let you guys go first because I need to figure out what do I think the Vikings are going to do in the draft, who they're going to target, because I don't think it's a go get a free agent. I think in a lot of cases it's go get two free agents, and in some spots it's go get one free agent and draft a companion.
Now, I'm going to tell you this like I tell these guys every time they say that thing. We don't have that luxury. Free agency becomes before the draft. We don't get to see who we're going to draft before we make our free agent pitches.
No, but you have a plan. You go sign it and you adjust your draft based on the results.
Everybody's got a plan until they get hit in the mouth.
I can tell you the plan right now.
Go ahead, Cody.
You go get the best guard that's out there he's out there. You go get that best guard. We just watched the Bears pick up two good guards to solidify that offensive line. And that offensive line was the problem last year for Chicago Bears and Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams was, the second most sacked rookie quarterback since 2000?
So Cody, are you telling me that we can't go out and get two better guards than they got in free agency? They're out now. Like,
what guard did you get? The best guard out there, and it's Tevin Jenkins. I'm pounding the goddamn right now.
Him and Will Fries.
You look at this.
Who did Tevin Jenkins play for last year?
Yeah, the Bears.
The Bears? So wasn't he part of that bad offensive line that they just went and got two? Wasn't he a guard in that bad offensive line?
Not hurt. So look at this right here. Not on his side. And he got hurt a little bit.
Thank you, Leonard. I tried telling this earlier. Like, they gave up draft picks for an old guy and an injured guy, and the injured guy also got benched. Like, but I don't know what Cody's fascination is about. Cody's like, man, they got guards. I just want guards. Like, I don't care who they are. As long as it's not Ingram, I just want them.
Out here. The Bears improved their offensive line.
And the Vikings will too.
They better. Well, that's running out because everyone's getting tagged.
You bitter Betty.
Okay, Cody.
The Lions have a great offensive line. The Packers have a pretty good offensive line also. We're the only team in the NFC North that doesn't.
I forgot.
So, Cody, we don't have any draft capital to trade for guards. Guess what? Ed Ingram and Blake Brandel, baby.
There we go.
Cody, I'll give you my take then. I think the Vikings go after one tier 2 guard that they believe will play up to a tier 1, and I think they go after one tier 3 guard that they believe will play up to a tier 2.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
so let me stop you right there because yes, I do believe that's what they're gonna do. Like they're gonna sign a franchise guard and they're gonna sign a band-aid. That's what I've been saying from the beginning of the free agency period. What I'm asking you, Steven, is what 2 players would you preach to Quasi? We need to sign these guys.
Let me start
Not
you
what
off.
you think, not what you think the Vikings do. Let Fish show you how it's done. Go ahead, Fish.
Let me start you off. I'm going to pound the table first and foremost for Calais Campbell because that old man played a full damn season last year at 38 years old. And after I saw what Keith posted for a graphic, and PFF is just a crutch, number 1 against the run. What do you have, 3 sacks, 5 sacks? That old man got after the quarterback. He played prime, dominant defensive tackle numbers last year at 38 years old. And if we could just get 75% of that from a defensive tackle, we're cooking in fish grease.
I hope so.
Is that offensive to yourself?
Well, I do love self-deprecating humor, so
Okay, let's make it.
So
sure.
if we got Calais,
I wouldn't say it.
if we got Calais, he's playing nose tackle, and Phillips is moving to DT.
I'm down.
Yeah.
So then that would be a good move if we also accompanied by drafting a DT that we could train up.
Yeah. Hey, put Calais Campbell and Kenneth Grant on the defensive line with Phillips and see what happens.
You talking my language, Fish.
Now I'm talking your language, Shaq.
You said cooking with
I am
fish.
talking
Right?
our language. All right,
Who
the
else
next
you got,
guy I'm
Fish?
going to pound the table for is a new development. Because as y'all know, I do like Nick Mullins as a backup QB. I do like
We know this.
I know.
Wait, this is
But
changing.
my QB crush just became available. And it's
Sam
Jimmy Minshew, Gardner Minshew. I want that other G. I've wanted Gardner Minshew as one of our backup quarterbacks for the last couple of years because the guy can spot start and he can win games. I actually think he's better coming off the bench than if he's the starter. He's better coming off the bench and coming into play. Some people, like you think basketball terms, that sixth man award's there for a reason. And you put Gardner Minshew as our backup. He's got some swag. He comes in. He lights it up if he has to. Hell yeah. It's time to bring Minshew to Minnesota. Minshew.
I will take Minshew for $5 million over Sam for 20.
Damn straight.
Yeah, because Minshew might be fucking the starter after JJ goes down because their offensive line is just.
Why are you doing this, Cody? Why are you like this? Like, why are you? Do you not have a JJ McCarthy jersey?
I do.
Did you not just get a cool JJ McCarthy card?
I got it all, man. I'm a big believer.
You probably should not be speaking this evil, my man.
Fix the fucking offensive line.
Talk
Finally.
like Sarah. Be more like Sarah.
Yeah, try to get Jimmy G in the sack. Come on.
Be more like Sarah. Cody. Less like Betty. All right, Cody, what about you? What 2 phrases you pound the table for?
Tevin Jenkins and another guard. That's what I would say. I don't want to. I know we want a tier 2, and hopefully he plays up a tier 1, and we want a tier 3, and hopefully he plays up to a tier 2. I don't want that because I have a quarterback that's brand new coming in. He's coming off an injury. He is the investment. He is the future of this fucking franchise. You do whatever you can to protect him. You have to go after 2 guards. I had
Cody, let me
Chase
paint a
Young.
picture for you.
I had
Can I paint
Chase
a picture for you?
second. I had Chase Young
You
as my
did have
second.
Chase Young. What's up, Purple Jesus?
As my second. I'm pounding on the table for Tevin Jenkins and Will Fries.
I was just gonna the picture I was about to paint for you. What if the Vikings go out and pull that off? What if they go get Tevin Jenkins and Will Fries? How does your outlook change for the rest of this offseason?
It doesn't. It changes a lot for this offseason. It changes even more for the future of this team and the
I
quarterback.
don't want it then. I want bitter Cody.
Nah, Cody. See, it's not for the future because they're only going to be here out for a year or 2.
Yeah, it could
These
be.
changes this offseason.
These guys are getting 3-year deals. 3-year deals, maybe even 5.
I hope so.
I think they're getting probably 2-year deals because then if J.J. McCarthy plays well, you got to extend that man in his 3rd year.
But you don't have to pay him till it's. Were you not paying attention? You can give him the extension and give him money, but he doesn't have to get your books yet.
Not in the books yet. Yeah, I know.
Pay attention, Cody.
Start coming home.
Don't worry, Cody. You can cheat off my notes.
Darisol and JJ.
Cody, option bonuses in the next salary cap round.
Yeah. And the next one, pay more attention. For me, who I'm pounding the table for is Puna Ford and DJ Reed. And that's not to say, and that's not to say I don't want a guard. I think that's going to happen. I don't think I have to pound the table to make that happen. Like I think that is going to happen. Shaq, you got to believe, my man, and I believe, and I do think it's going to happen. You know, we might not get 2 studs. I'm going to keep saying I think we're going to get 1 stud and 1 Band-Aid, but the Band-Aid is going to be better than anything we've had in the past 5 years. So I'm good with it. So Puna Ford and DJ Reed, because the 2 things that I've been wanting so much is a big nose tackle, and I hesitate to call Puna Ford big because he's just more fat and wide. He's very short, but that dude is a freaking run stuffer and a pocket collapser. And that's what we need in this defense. That's what we need in this defense with Brian Flores. That's going to get the rush home, and he can even get there himself. So give me Puna Ford in the middle, because then we put Harrison Phillips out to his natural position as well, and we can see what Harrison Phillips really could be. He might be 2 plays a game, Fish.
Upgrade.
Okay. So
Go on.
and he's not going to be expensive, dude. We're talking maybe $5 million for this guy, and he will be a 1-year signing, and I'm okay with that. Maybe in 2.
I'll take 1 year, Puna.
Yeah, I'll take 1 year Puna.
Yeah, 1 year Puna. Then after that, I'm probably tired of it and want a different Puna. So, besides that, DJ Reed, I've been begging for a man coverage cornerback, a cornerback that can take away half the field. DJ Reed can do that, right, Steven?
Yepper. He's a press corner.
So it's a press corner. He doesn't face a lot of targets, and when he does, he's shut down. He only gave up like 130 yards after the catch this year. That's excellent. I think he was only targeted like 60 times. He shuts down that half of the field. He makes the quarterback have to make a different decision. And when the quarterback has to make a different decision and think, that gets a sack there, or he's thrown into double coverage. So I do think we need a couple of cornerbacks, but you give me DJ Reed, we're halfway there. So give me DJ Reed and Puna Ford. That's what I'm pounding the table for. Good night, George. Thank you.
I think this free agency, we can get the top 2 guards and the top cornerback.
And I'm not going to lie. You put Puna in the middle of that defensive line, as much as I said I love Calais Campbell. You put Puna in the middle of that defensive line, and you've got Phillips and Jalen Redmond on either side of him. That's a pretty good defensive line right there.
Jalen Redmond.
Cody, the Vikings actually have enough room with restructuring and extensions to create $90 million in cap. So the Vikings can actually go get 3-4 studs, depending on whether they want to go tier 1 or tier 2.
3-4 studs, so not 2 new starters. 3-4.
That is if they're there.
You can get a number 1 guard.
Facilities will make them there.
You can get a tier 2 guard. You can get a shutdown corner, and then you can get a plugger like Calais to buy you a year while you draft. This is where the free.
If you sign them to 2-year deals before the 2027 season hits, I think Questy can finally pull his head from his ass and draft well. He's got 2 more years.
After saying all that, we're going to end up with Nick Bosa and Javon Howard.
Don't say that, Fish. So see, you already messed it up last week, and now you're doubling down. But I got a good word. Nick Saban's going to be our next GM, so it really doesn't matter what Quasi does.
Nick Bosa is going to be bad. I mean, if you can go after Nick Bosa, he's a hand in the dirt kind of guy, and not go after a defensive tackle or nose tackle.
Robbie's not stopping with this one. Now we're going to have to hear this all offseason until J.J. McCarthy throws a damn pass. I hope J.J. McCarthy's first pass is like an 80-yard touchdown.
80-yard touchdown, so this stops.
First pass, just shut up.
Keith, I'd be happy if he hit over the middle for 15, because the Vikings were very bad at hitting intermediate routes this year.
No, you're right about that. That was just more directed at Robbie's comments the whole show. But you're right. I would like to see them hit some slants. Like that'd be awesome.
It
Shaq, who
doesn't
you
even
pound
have.
table
Hey, how
for?
about just a 7-yard slant? Bam, one step fire. Let's move the
As long
chain.
as it's not a 7-yard slant or it's not check downs all game. I'll be all right.
Yeah, but a check down is 3 progressions, and oh crap, I got to dump it off. I'm talking about one step fire, ball out, 7-yard slant. That hasn't been part of our passing game
Since
I can't remember.
Kirk
Slant, Keenum.
Case Keenum. That's what you're thinking about.
I'll say Kirk Cousins, but yeah, Case Keenum next.
Case
Hey,
Keenum's the
Kirk
name of
Cousins
Keenum.
was not a. Kirk Cousins did not have the slant in his repertoire. He did not have the swing pass in his
Case
repertoire.
I don't know, man.
He had to check down.
He had his repertoire for
Check
sure.
down is not a slant.
Top 2 touchdowns.
Check down to the sideline.
This is a fishism. If I was a defensive edge and I was rushing the quarterback with Kirk Cousins, every single pass play I could draw an imaginary X in the backfield and know he's going to be there. There was no 1-step, 3-step fire.
Wow, Sarah. That's
So-
the most accurate thing I heard about him.
I'm not a KC fan, but I will give him one thing. He could hit Thielen on a slant when he ran him. But that was the only player he ever hit in a slant.
Hey, JJ McCarthy? I like talking about this. So let's say stuff isn't open. Will JJ McCarthy become hesitant to run the ball because
No.
he was
No, but you know what? In a way, I hope he does. Like, I want him to be able to run, but I don't want that to be like one of his go-tos. I don't. I'd rather see him throw the ball away than be
He
running
will
the
not
ball.
be allowed to.
I would want him to run as much as Donald ran for us, as long as he's getting.
That's fair. Because Darnold didn't run a lot, but when he did, it was freaking effective.
yeah.
Just get the first down. You don't have to run. Just
That's
get the
fair.
first down.
Didn't McCarthy hurt his leg on a slide in the preseason?
I don't think anybody knows
No.
when McCarthy exactly hurt his leg.
I know.
mean,
He
like-
hurt his leg when he got hit coming from the guy coming at the middle.
Fish
I'm
is
telling
right.
you.
Their
He got
offense.
hurt when he threw that pass to Tristan Jackson deep.
He might have come
He
in
got
hurt.
decked.
Fish, can you tell me where that pressure came from again?
From a stunt.
Just making sure.
We're talking preseason. But
For all we know, JJ McCarthy already had that knee injury and just got intensified.
to answer your question though, Keith, and
Oh, thank you,
Freeze,
for
what I'm
Shaq.
pounding the table for, you went cornerback. I know you went DJ Reed. I wouldn't be mad at him, but I also went cornerback and Asante Samuel Jr. He's only 25 years old, so he technically should be in his prime of his career. Yeah, he's coming off a down year with the Chargers, but he still shows potential to be a shutdown slot corner. And I'm willing to give him a 2-year, 3-year deal, let him prove himself. And, at best, we have a number one corner who plays in the slot, and we could just have Blackman play the other outside with Nudie and draft the corner.
I like that Asante Samuel and the chart. If he was the worst player on a really good fucking defense, I would still take him.
And if you go back, you could in the playoffs, his only playoff game, he had 3 interceptions in the playoffs. That's unheard of.
Mhm.
It was against Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars 2022, but still 3 interceptions in the playoffs, and he attacked the ball. It's not like Trevor Lawrence threw a bad pass. It was like he jumped the route to get the pick. You get what I'm saying?
There weren't those
So what
Byron
you-
Murphy interceptions.
I don't want
What I'm saying is, with our coaches and the right scheme, Shaq.
Yeah, I don't want to see a player on a really good defense and then he
Fish.
shows out for the playoffs, right? He shows out for the playoffs. He's on a really good defense. Everyone's double teaming this guy after that guy, but this one dude's always singled up, and then he gets off that good defense and he just makes a boatload of money, and he's never that good anymore. I would take a guy that is good but played bad on a really good defense before I take that guy.
And I
So
feel
Cody
like,
wants consistency.
Yes.
and I feel like Asante Samuel, he'll be able to cover Amon-Ra St. Brown versus more covering, the taller elite receivers like Mike Evans. Like in our divisions, all the receivers are mostly quick twitch and get open. And I'm pretty sure Asante Samuel could keep up with all the receivers in our division. Better than Byron Murphy.
So, Shaq, what
Yes.
best fits a B-flow defense? I think it's a guy who can press and has great recovery speed.
Yeah.
DJ Reed.
And Asante Samuel could do that. And he would be cheaper than DJ Reed.
He will be cheaper and younger.
And
The
younger.
name you know.
But not better.
And I know Cody had brought up get a guard. I got a perfect guard to go with Tevin Jenkins. Brandon Scherf from Iowa. That might ring a bell. He's a 5-time Pro Bowler, 1-time All-Pro. We haven't had an All-Pro since, we said it earlier, Steve Hutchinson. Bring him in. If we bring in Brandon Scherf, he's good at the screen game. When we had a lot of screen passes to the halfback this year. Sometimes it hit, sometimes it didn't. If we bring him in, our screen game will go up tremendously better. Also, he could teach our backup guards. Yeah, it'd be like a 1-year deal or 2-year deal. And we have to draft a guard behind him, but I know he has the talent and knowledge to develop a guard behind him while still playing out the last couple years of his career. And I'm pretty sure 2 years of Brandon Scherf would be better than the last 15 years of any guard we had. Pair him with Tevin Jenkins, and we got an offensive line for this year.
I'm okay with that. Like I said, one stud, one Band-Aid, and get another stud next year. Or maybe we draft one. We can get everything in the draft.
I love the fact that we always assume like some, aged players going to teach the young guys. I wonder just exactly how many players subscribe to that Brett Favre philosophy. There's nothing in my contract that says I have to mentor this kid.
See what Steve was talking about earlier, the money under
I
the table.
think that's more like those position players, though. I think a guard's going to help a guard out.
That's that money under the table, that uncounted money.
I like it. I mean, Asante Samuel or DJ Reed, I'm down. Chavez Ward, I'm down. But then, give us a solid guard like Tevin Jenkins, and then give us a Sheriff, and who I wanted out of the draft. And it was finally getting what I wanted, the toy I wanted as a kid. Now that I'm an adult, cool.
I'd be happy with Sheriff and Dahlman, and that's all we that's all we signed for. Big
We're not getting Dahlman. Like, stop thinking about it, Cody. Like, don't even think about it. Like, here it is. Let it go.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it, but
no, I wouldn't be either. I'd be happy.
We'd be mad until we're paying a center $20 million.
That'd be a great free agency to me.
As long as JJ don't got to worry about pass rush, I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not paying a center $20 million. I'm sorry.
Make his first year easy as it can be.
Bradbury is good enough for his price. Get him some good neighbors, like State Farm.
Let's give McCarthy 7 seconds to hold the ball instead of 4.5 seconds.
All right, Steven, have you had time to think about the 2 free agents you would pound the table for?
I want a stud offensive guard, so Fries.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Vikings could scrape by with the D line. So if I had to restrict it to 2, I'd want DJ Reed on the corner. D-Flow's D is built 100% on having at least 1, ideally 2 press corners, and the Vikings have had none the entire time he's been here.
Mm-hmm.
None.
He always has an all-pro cornerback for him to reach that top 5 defense.
Mm-hmm. But that's hard to find, corners who don't get too handsy, but know how to use their hands, like when they fight at the line of scrimmage.
Got a time machine? Revis would be nice.
Oh, yeah.
Rhodes would be
Prime Rhodes.
All right. Let's do our hot takes for the week. And these ones, let's make our hot takes free agency related. Doesn't have to be Viking related. Just something related to free agency. Steven, we welcome you to join us for this, and we'll let you go last. So think of a hot take that you think is going to happen. So let's jump into these free agency hot takes. Michael Fish, what do you got?
Myles Garrett is going to end up being a Kansas City Chief this year.
Good. That means he's not a Lion or an Eagle.
That's a good one.
That's almost as bad.
No, it's not. We don't got to worry about that till the Super Bowl.
The goal is to win a Super Bowl, not just to make it.
Well, let's make it there, then worry about winning it. I just want to go to a Super Bowl. Yeah, I want to win one, but I want to see what it's like going to a Super Bowl. And I don't think Myles Garrett's the determining factor of us not going to winning the Super Bowl.
Going to the Chiefs.
Especially what? Because they'll have what? Darisaw blocking them. The guy we made the highest paid tackle. I mean, I know that's not true anymore, but we did make him the highest paid tackle, so we should be okay.
Myles Garrett, Chris Jones, and I forgot the other guy.
Chris Jones old.
Karlaftis.
Yeah, George Karlaftis.
Yeah. What? So how did Chiefs Super Bowl parade go this year with them?
I mean, we're not the
Not
Eagles
good?
yet.
Yeah.
We're not the Eagles yet.
We're only a couple moves away from being them.
I can
A
only
couple moves
pray.
away. All right, who's ready?
I'll be ready.
Go ahead,
Daniel
Cody.
Jones will not be the backup quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. Nick Mullins will. And the first two signings we have will be two elite guards, the top two guards in this free agency.
God, that first part cut out. So, all right. So, Daniel Jones will not be the backup. Nick Mullins will be the backup.
The Minnesota Vikings, Nick Mullins will, and will sign two of the top two guards in this year's free agency.
Damn. You could have just went with one of those. What do you got, Shaq?
I'll go next. So I've been saying this a couple times in the chat. The Minnesota Vikings will sign as a free agent, one of their own, Patrick Jones.
I don't think they will. I don't think they will.
I'll never see the field.
You're going opposite the pundit takes. They've got him going for big money.
Yeah, and maybe not like big money, but I'd say he's going to go for between 8 to 11 million, and we're not paying him that. Just like we didn't pay
Shaq
DJ
was
Warner.
the smart one that said trade him after he got to 5 sacks.
Yeah. Shaq went from team trade him to team sign him.
I ain't saying I want to sign him. I'm saying what the Vikings going to do.
Oh no, they're letting that man walk.
What I want and what I think they're going to do are two very different things.
And they're very widely spread.
Yeah.
All right, so what I'm gonna go with is between now and our show 2 weeks from now, the Vikings will sign a guard, a defensive tackle, and a cornerback.
Want to go out on the limb and say that they're not from the previous year's roster?
Oh yeah, no, free agents.
Okay.
No, free agents. No, I'm not going out like that. No, we're gonna sign a guard, a defensive tackle, and a cornerback that are not on this team, and it'll be within 2 weeks, which means it's gonna be the first wave.
So slightly boiling the water. It just started boiling for you.
Nah, because fuck. I forgot the second part. I meant to say one of them will be by the time we do our show next Wednesday. I forgot to add that part, and since I didn't, I'm not going to.
Okay.
Wait, Keith, start over. Go ahead.
All right, let me do that again. By the time we do our show in 2 weeks, the Vikings will have signed a free agent guard, defensive tackle, and cornerback, and one of them will be signed by our show next Wednesday.
What?
I love that fish.
It's a good thing we know a guy who does some pretty good editing.
That was pretty good, Fish. I liked it. All right, Steven, hit us with a hot take.
All right, my hot take's gonna rattle some cages. Vikings in 2023 said they would never be caught again without a QB1 and a QB1A. So the Vikings are gonna go after 2 quarterbacks, Darnold and Jones, but they're going to strike out, and then they're going to be scrambling in a week to figure out who their competitor is as QB1 to go up against JJ at QB1. The Vikings are going to miss on both Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold. They're going to get outbid.
I can't hate it.
So neither of them are going to be a Viking. Okay. Similar to Cody's.
Steven, what about Kirk Cousins being the backup?
When hell freezes over.
Just say Aaron Rodgers, Steven. We all know what you meant.
Wait, Steven, you wouldn't take Kirk for $2 million?
No.
Kirk going to take $2 million for himself.
You're not. This is the whole Shaq. We've already gone through this, man.
Trey Lance is a better. Trey Lance and Cooper Rush have a better chance of competing than Kirk Cousins for QB1 with the Vikings.
Kirk Cousins doesn't give a damn about that capology. It's not the money; it's what the money represents, Keith. He ain't gonna take no $1 million or $2 million to play someone.
The money represents that the team that screwed me is now getting screwed by me because they're still paying him. That's still on their cap.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't think like that.
He's not an idiot, like Fish. He's not an idiot, Fish.
He thinks he doesn't think like that.
When it comes to money, he knew he could get more out of us than the Jets, and he got more out of us.
Right. Right, you're right. He could sign with us for $30 million, and the Atlanta Falcons are off the hook for $30 million. Or he could sign with us for $2 million, but he still gets that $30 million from Atlanta too.
You don't think like that.
His whole team, bro. Kirk's vindictive, which is why he probably would not sign with us.
Kirk Cousins, if he's cut before June 1st, is making $65 million from the Falcons. If he's cut after June 1st, he's making.
How'd you freeze right there?
I know. Yeah, come on, man.
Shaq's got a freeze button.
The first time you had something to say,
Kirk Cousins was like, "Stop."
Yeah. Kirk Cousins like, hey, well,
if Cody was still in Georgia, I would say that Kirk Cousins just ripped his modem out the wall.
Cody, you here?
That's right. At 11 o'clock, his internet reboots. Oh my gosh!
All right. Well, while Cody's frozen, let's do the stumped. I forgot to do stumped earlier. Let's do it right now because I enjoyed watching this one.
To another edition of Let's Skol's You Got Stumped, the Minnesota Vikings trivia game. I'm Michael Fish from the Let's Skol program, and with me today I have the man, Emiliano Redmond, as we refer to him, E. He's been with us for a minute on this show.
Hey, man, what's up, everybody? So, been a diehard Vikings fan since 1998, not from Minnesota, originally from Seattle, but growing up, the Seahawks were terrible, man. I remember as a kid, there was this guy that was lighting up the league named Randy Moss, man, and I just stuck to him. Obviously, you know, I'm a diehard Husky fan as well, so the color schemes with the purple and gold stuck to me, and then seeing that team that year and Randy Moss absolutely lighted up, man, I just made a decision right then and there that at a young age of 10 years old, saying this is going to be my team, and here I am, almost 30 years in, and still riding with my purple people eaters, man. I love it.
All right, E. Let's get into it. Your topic is going to be, what player is this?
All right.
I played 3 years for the Vikings from 2008 to 2010. Yes, in the comments.
All right.
During that time in the regular season, I played in 39 games and started 38 of them.
From 08. Okay.
My first stat line for those 3 years was a total of 191 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 3 QB hits, and half a sack.
And half a sack. So in the 3 years, he had half a sack and 191 tackles.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next guess or next clue.
I also had 9 pass defenses with 3 interceptions, 1 forced fumble, and 1 fumble recovery.
Hit me with another one. So I know it's a DB off top.
I was a second-round draft pick by Cincinnati Bengals in 2004 and played my first 4 years for them.
The Cincinnati Bengals. Terrence Newman.
Terrence Newman. And 1 down, 2 to go, baby.
Shit.
I played college ball at the University of Maryland from 2002 to 2003.
At the University of Maryland. Hold on. Trying to think who was on that 2008 team. I'm trying to think who was back there.
Let me give you one more.
All right.
You got 2 more clues left, okay?
Shit.
I was born in Sierra Leone, West Africa in 1981 and immigrated to Maryland with my family in 1990.
Shit, I could be I may be going way off here, but something Williams, I forgot his first name, like Mwilde Williams or something like that, or fuck, I don't know. I'm stumped, Brody.
I'm going to tell you, you got the last name right. I'm going to give you the last clue to see if it jogs you on the first name. I was the Walter Payton Man of the Year in 2010 while with the Vikings.
His last name was Williams. And I want to say his first name started with an M, man, and I can't. It's on the tip of my tongue, and I cannot get it for the love of me, man. I thought it was like, oh my gosh, yeah, I know who it is. His last name is Milt Williams. His first name starts with an M, and I just cannot think of his fucking name. It's Medilway or I don't know. I know it, but I
got to give it to you, man. That is so close.
It's like Medill
Williams. I'm giving it to you. I'm giving you the win.
Thank you, man. I knew. Look, the Sierra Leone was a dead giveaway, man. I remember the last name. I never was able to pronounce his first name.
And we're going to throw this out to the comments. I've given you the win. So for those of you watching it, let me know if you agree. Is that good enough for you to get the win? Because I'm going to let you ultimately decide.
Yes.
Hey, and believe me, and if they don't want to give me the win, I'm okay with it too, man. I was close. If I needed the first and the last name, I'll take my L. But I knew who it was. I just could not pronounce that man's first name, man. But no, if I got the W, I'll take it. If not, I'll take the L too. That was fun as hell. I loved it. That was fun as hell.
All right.
He gets the dub.
He gets a W.
100%.
He had, like Cody said, he had it in the beginning. He knew who it was. He just couldn't say the name. I still don't know if it's Madow or Madu Williams, but
Modo.
That's how it is.
That's it. Modo Williams.
And he,
you know what? The funny thing is I kind of reverse engineered that one because we were talking about Walter Payton Man of the Years, and I was like, wait a minute, has a Viking ever won Walter Payton Man of the Year? And I looked up the list, and there he was, and I was like, who the hell is that? So
look at Nick popping up.
Yo, Nick.
So Fish, you lost twice in a row.
I'm on a losing streak.
Is Shaq
Shaq
is
and I are
Shaq
going
going
to play
next?
this weekend, and I'm going to get Robbie on this weekend too. We're going to put a couple out this weekend, and
You said you're gonna get Sarah. What are you gonna do, Jimmy G?
yeah, Sarah. For my backdrop, I'm going to have Jimmy G when we play, just to keep you distracted.
The first hint for Robbie is he played at the University of Alabama from this year to this year.
No, it's going to be he played 1 year at JUCO and 2 years at Ball State University.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
You know what? Fish. I think you should do one with Steven.
Sure. You
I think
interested in
Steven should
playing,
be a guest.
Steven?
You're muted.
Muted.
Steve.
You're still muted. Can we unmute him?
I think I just told him mute.
Oh,
He just
there we go.
There you go.
I stink at trivia. You'll clean my clock.
I don't know. I have a hard time believing that, to be honest. I mean, maybe you do stick at trivia, but I think you know a lot about the Vikings.
I know a lot about current things that are.
Oh, you could pick your time frame. Fish works
Yeah.
within your time frame. He's not
Tell
gonna
me
go to
your time
70s.
frame.
Yeah,
I've been
like I
a
always
Viking
say, if
fan for
somebody's-
ages, but old
If
history
somebody says
it
that, like,
fades
okay,
away.
Robbie says, I've been a fan since the 80s, but I didn't really pay attention till the 90s. So start me at 98. Okay. Cody didn't give me the caveat that I was deployed for 6 years and wasn't able to watch him on TV before we did ours, or else I would have picked something different.
No, Cody gets no grace from me. I'm sorry. like it was hard, but you gave it away like the last two clues.
Sorry.
Aye. And you know what? You even Cody, you even said aye. You didn't say AA. You're like aye.
So
I don't know
Keith,
what it even was. When he said Captain Marlin, I was like, oh, Captain Marlin. I had no fucking clue.
It wasn't
Keith?
fucking Bradbury.
we still have two players that the audience can guess. Couple of what would you do?
Let me answer something on Robbie real quick, though.
Hold on. Go ahead, Fish.
What's that?
Go ahead, Fish. That sounds Steven. Hold on.
So, Robbie, here's the funny thing about Nick, Robbie. After we got done and he got me, right? When we stopped recording, I said, hey, Nick, let me give you the clues from last week's, which was KOC Juniors with the game. Because I was like, all right, he got me on camera. I got to get this bitch off camera. So I hit him with the game, the 19-17 game that KOC Junior couldn't get, the Lions game. And 6 clues in, he says, oh, I was at that game, 2021 Lions. And I was like, this motherfucker right here. Nick knows his stuff, man. Nick really knows his stuff.
Give Robbie a glimpse. Let's go this. Robbie, you have 20 seconds to answer this.
Oh, fuck.
The Vikings have only had 3 players from the University of Alabama play for them. Name them. They're all after 1998. You got 15 seconds, Robbie.
I know one.
I know.
I mean, I know 2.
I know 2.
They're on the team right now.
Well, matter of fact, I know 2. Wait.
And Irv Smith Jr.
Well, thanks, Robbie. I'm gonna call Fish Robbie the rest of the week.
Three of them we drafted. The 4th one that played for us is Cam Robinson.
Oh, there's 4 now.
Well, not drafted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Steven, instead of bringing up the salaries, why don't you just tell us who the 2 players are that we could save some cap money with, and let's ask if they would do it or not. So, who's one of them?
Harrison Phillips.
Oof. And how much could we save?
$5 million.
Nah.
How old's Harrison? Isn't he like 30 now?
Yeah, but
The problem is it depends on what you do. If you cut him, you save more.
yeah, but can we replace him for $5 million? I don't think we can.
No.
No, he's a keep. Sarah's
I
right.
think it's a keep, especially if we get Puna Ford and put him in this natural position.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is keeper cut, not restructure. My bad.
No,
This
it can
is
be
what it
restructured.
But
There were 3 options for him.
Okay.
Keep, cut
Well, that
now.
restructure is not fun. Restructure is not fun. It's keep or cut. Restructure is not fun.
If
I would
we
keep him.
cut him and we sign Milton Williams, I would not be opposed to using that money to sign Milton.
So now you're saying we cut him, we sign Milton and Puna Ford.
I mean, we could cut him and sign Calais for $5 million,
You can go down
Okay.
to
Okay.
and then we could still get all the Puna.
Brandon Sheriff.
I'm not cutting. I like Harrison Phillips. Like, he's one of those guys I just like. Like,
Then we just extend him.
You've already got your last favorite Viking, Keith. You're not allowed to get that emotionally attached to him.
he's not my favorite player, nothing like that. But
We should go down every.
I like him on this team. I really do. I enjoy seeing him out there.
That one.
I think he plays pretty good. I would like to see him in his natural position.
I
We
think
should
he
go down
plays
every
really good, but he
we
plays
should
too much.
with what's available out in free agency and say keep or cut. Like whatever's available out there, we'll go to every position.
Okay, I do think we could replace him. I do, but
I'm in with Cody.
I'm not cutting it. I'm not cutting him to save $5 million. Sorry, I'm not.
I'll keep him. I like that one play a game.
I'm in with Cody. Let's take a Vikings player. Let's match him up with 2 or 3 similar tier players and say, would you sign this player for X or keep the guy for what we're paying him? I think that would be an entertaining debate.
The best one, in my opinion, is would you
Well,
sign?
here's one.
Would you sign Theo Jackson?
Here's one. Like these are the guys you're replacing Harrison Smith with.
I'm saying yes, all
3.
Oh.
So that's one starter on this roster that we'd rather just leave, right? We'll tally up how many of our fingers get filled, with players and determine how.
It's not that kind of show, Cody. That was 30 minutes ago when Sarah was bringing up Jimmy G.
Oh my god, bitch!
Let's do
I
this.
hear you guys, but I think we could sign one of those guys that you liked without getting rid of Phillips.
Well, let's do this one.
We're getting rid of Bullard. We're getting rid of Bullard already. Like,
who's the safety out there that we wanted that we were all hammering for?
Jeremy Chin.
For Shaq and I was Hufanga.
Hufanga?
No. What was the guy from the Command?
Sarah already had her cigarette. She's over it.
Was it Cameron Curl or who was that guy?
Allen?
Not Holland, not from the Miami. Who's the guy that was a stud tackler, run defense tackler, and all that?
Chin.
Yeah, Jeremy Chin. How much is Jeremy Chin supposed to make? What's
7-8 million?
7 or 8 million. So we signed Theo Jackson for 4, an undrafted free agent. Who would you rather have? 4 more million taking on Jeremy Chin, or signing Theo Jackson?
Well, we can't cut him anymore. Like, we're not going to sign Theo Jackson and cut him.
Did we make a mistake?
No,
they're compliments. They can be on the field at the same time. One guy's rangy and pass defender, the other guy's an in the box player.
Well,
Harrison Smith and Cam Bynum might both be gone. We haven't even explored that possibility.
Theo Jackson's making out of 64 safeties that start in this league, he's in the top 20 of getting paid.
No, he's not. He's making $4 million.
Yeah,
$4 million.
He's getting paid right above Tyrann Mathieu right now.
I think you're still stuck on the $6 million that he's not making. You just went through cap class. He's not making $6 million. He's making $4 million.
So when the numbers come out, I can bring them back next week. What did the Vikings actually pay Theo?
I bet you it's 3 years, $12 million with 8 or 9 guaranteed.
Damn. What we should have did was see how much cash.
Vikings give Theo Jackson starter money on new deal.
Tyrann Mathieu, 2 years,
what are you on?
$13.75 million contract.
What are you on, heavy.com, Cody?
No, I'm on this is I'm on Sports Illustrated, so Minnesota Vikings.
$4 million isn't a lot.
I mean, we got. I believe Steven said we could restructure and do all that to get $90 million this year. I'm pretty sure we can sign a lot of players
on $12.6 million a year, or 2 years for $12.6.
I want Robbie.
So how much is he getting paid this year?
I want Robbie.
He's getting paid. He's getting paid.
If Robbie will have us.
2 years, $12.6 million.
So I'm guessing
It's
he's getting paid
11.23 to bring in Robbie on.
I told you 3.5 fish.
And I said that's midnight. You said for who?
As ever, who?
Don't worry, Fish. My computer not charging, so.
That was the funniest thing I heard all night.
It's a 3-year deal, but the first 2 years are fully guaranteed for Theo Jackson.
Right. And it might be $3 million a year their first 2 years. You don't know. So it was his agency that leaked out the contract, and they totally leaked it wrong because at first they said it was a 2-year deal with the first 2 years guaranteed.
Yeah, that's 2 years guaranteed.
It's like that don't add up. Like no one ever says that. He signed a 5-year deal with 5 years guaranteed.
Well, Steven, can you tell us what a tender is?
Oh, that's what you swipe right on.
Yeah, you swipe right on that.
That was a good one.
A tender is a contract offer that's subject to player acceptance.
There it is for the 3rd year.
Oh, a tender. All right, see, that's a piece of chicken.
Yeah.
That when lightly breaded and dropped in the deep fryer.
I love those.
Ellis.
Boneless?
Josh Patell.
Damn. We got Wish, Robbie.
Wow.
What up, buddy?
That's for the mic.
What's going on, guys? What's going on?
What's up, Mike?
Let's see. I was watching you guys played a little Madden 13. As you can peep the final score down in my tag, and well, now I'm on here with you guys.
All right. Well, who do you like in free agency? And don't say Sauce Gardner. I'll beat your ass.
Okay. I'm liking DJ Reed. And I'm also liking Calais Campbell on our defensive line. I gotta be honest.
Calais Campbell. That's the name we haven't heard tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I like him. I mean, imagine when the force of nature he can put on our defensive line, and I mean, plus he does kind of fit in that 3-4 defensive scheme.
If you're pounding the table,
what do you think about Calais Campbell?
Not really a fan. I think he's over the hill. He's probably past his prime. Can't really play like he used to. Lost a step. Would probably start to get pushed around by people getting up under his pads. He's probably going to wait and play for a contender late in the season, and he's going to be a little bit. He's not going to be quite the locker room guy that he used to be because he's looking for that Super Bowl, and he's going to kind of mercenary himself out. So really, I'm kind of out on Calais at this point.
Where's your priorities at?
Bitch, that was awesome.
Position.
I would clip that, but nobody would get it. That was awesome.
Well, if you put it right after me pounding the table for him, me pounding the table for Calais Campbell, and then put the SpongeBob 2 minutes later.
Fucking Fish, editor-in-chief.
When we say pound on the table, we're saying guys that aren't like the number one priority in a way, right?
It's who we will sign. Like if you had to sign one free agent, that's basically pounding the table for it. Like,
if you had one free agent had to sign with the current roster right now, who would it be?
Like right now?
Yeah, right now you have to go get.
Okay. I'm gonna take a swing, and I'm okay. If Aaron Jones decides to walk in free agency, I'm gonna sign Najee Harris.
Ooh.
You wouldn't sign a
That's
guard.
that's a name that didn't come up.
You wouldn't sign a guard that
He
to
wasn't
protect.
lying about Wish Robbie.
He needs more Alabama representation.
There he is.
Well,
Cody doesn't want Najee Harris because he wants running backs to average 4.0 yards per carry, and Najee only averages 3.9.
funny thing, he does get 1,000 yards a season.
If I only have one fucking free agent to sign, it's going to be the fucking guard position. I got a quarterback coming off an injury. What the fuck? Why am I signing a running back? Why am I pounding for a running back right now? Why am I pounding him for a cornerback right now? I don't give a fuck. My future's relying in my quarterback that has only touched the once.
We can get one in the draft.
There you go.
Fish
There
didn't
you-
say
there
that
you
all
go.
night.
Name me a guard that's gonna. What guard's gonna fall to us in the draft?
No. Running back, Cody. Running back. Oh, wait. Actually, we can get a running back and a guard in the draft.
We got 4
Easily.
picks.
We got 4
Yeah.
picks. Get him on.
Yeah.
You think
And
they're
a
gonna
defense
get guard in
tackle.
the 5th round?
And a defense tackle. And we get a cornerback. We can do all in the draft.
I think the Vikings
Plus
double trade
Kwesi.
back.
Kwesi's known for making more out of less in the draft.
So wait,
That's true.
quick question: would y'all trade next year's first to get another first round pick this year?
No.
No.
Talent's not there.
No, Shaq, but I will tell you what.
Uh-oh.
I would trade next year's first to move up to pick 11 if Gianti or Kenneth Gant fell out of the top 10.
So wait, Fish, you would trade. Are you saying you would trade next year's first and number 24
To move
for
up to
Grant
11.
Urgenti?
It's because
If
we
he falls
got
out of the top 10.
free agency.
Steven, what do you think about that? Would you trade next year's first and this year's first to get a running back?
Odds are the Vikings go even money on the season, so that's going to put them middle of the pack around 16. That's going to draft cap. That's probably 900 points. We're at 740 points, so we're giving up 1,640 points for Genty, which is probably pick 5 money.
Yeah, Fish. I brought a gun to a knife fight.
And I tell you what, I don't care.
If you sign 2 guards, it
Yeah,
don't
I'm
matter
all
who
for it.
the
Let's do
trade-
it.
If you sign 2 guards, it don't matter who the running back is.
Go everywhere the
Right,
fuck-
because it doesn't matter because we're getting RJ Harvey in the 3rd round.
I'd rather have the best with 2 elite guards.
I just
you're
told you.
forgetting the second
I just
name
told you
I
we're going to
mentioned.
have the best. We're getting RJ
forgetting-
Harvey.
You're forgetting the second name I mentioned. You're just focused on Gianti. If Gant falls out of the
Gant.
top 10, I'm going to 11 to make sure we get him.
I'll be honest. I know nothing about him except what you guys have talked about.
He's
Don't worry. That's why
6'4", 335.
I
and is a
can't wait to
monster.
watch Let's Go the next 6 weeks and learn about all these prospects that I haven't seen yet.
Would you trade?
Me
Would
too.
you
It's
trade?
going to be a train ride.
Would you trade this year's first and next year's first for an All-Pro guard
yes,
No.
from last year?
Yes.
no.
I would not because the thing is we've tried to bring on some people that we thought
Oh,
were
wait.
good guards like Alex Boone and they turned out to be busts. So
Yeah, Cody, Alex Boone.
Yeah.
Wait, Cody. So wait. I misinterpreted that as would you trade next year's first and this year's first to get a draft? But you're talking Trey Smith, right?
All-Pro guard, first team.
Trey Smith.
Would you do that for Trey Smith?
No.
No. Too old.
Neither would I.
Declining value.
Trey Smith is not that old.
From the Chiefs?
Yeah.
No,
Someone
he's
said
not too old.
He's like 26 or 25.
No.
What's
I
he
would.
signed
I
for?
would.
He's on a
Yeah. That's the thing. You're gonna have to trade 2 first and pay him $25 million a year.
So I'll say this. You said
Let's make the
All-Pro
final
guard?
5 minutes fun.
I'll trade 2 first for Quentin Nelson.
let's make the final 2.5 minutes fun.
Still love it. Still love it.
I want to
there's
know what
my
Bob
money.
Sweet. I want to know what Bob Sweet's hot takes are.
Bob Sweet.
He's been in the chat chatting it up.
Unfortunately, you've got Robbie Nolan, sir. You don't have.
You got
Bob
Robbie
Steve.
Nolan. Robbie, floor is yours. Whatever you want. I don't care what the topic
No.
is.
Oh, no. Oh, no. You're not building this shit up for 3 hours just for me to come on for 2 minutes. No, I'll piggyback some other bullshit. I'm sure there's a topic somebody wants to discuss. No.
No. This is your time to shine.
Here comes the menace.
Robbie, you still got you still have an audience.
Oh, I'm saving my stagecraft.
Is that
time frame.
Orange Crush with vodka?
I believe so.
Yes. You know what? Actually, it was. Yes. That.
I think it fell.
I actually have to go back into the recycling bin. And this.
You know, I can tell you haven't been on with us a lot lately, Robbie, because your product placement skills have deteriorated.
Oh, I know. Like,
Now I need Sarah to come on. We can go another hour.
They don't pay anymore, so fuck them. They're done.
Fish, isn't Orange Crush and vodka a Broncos drink?
That's
Wait. John,
Well, I will tell you, buddy, that it was my 18 years old and getting drunk every night off of shit alcohol drink. That's what it was.
It literally is the closest alcohol that I'm looking at. Y'all have seen my disgusting.
Keith.
It looked bad.
Keith, we didn't need to trade a 2 firsts for an All-Pro guard from last year. We could have just traded a 4th for Joe Thuney. He was the All-Pro guard for the Chiefs last year or this year.
Y'all covered
Last year he was.
No, this
What
year
was he this year?
This
Joe-
year.
All-Pro this year. All-Pro 1. First
Yes.
team. How we feel about our offensive lines in the NFC North now?
How does that pizza delivery IPA taste now, Keith?
Piece of pork. You can find this in your local grocery stores. It's pretty good. They come from San Diego. They make really good IPAs. This is not the only one they have. They have many other ones. It's very good. Doesn't taste like feed at all.
That shit is straight bread. You might as well just choose
Locally brewed, locally owned.
How you drink the IPA, bro?
And you know what? They Skol too.
Go to that.
Tastes
So
like
Robbie, what's your hot take?
You gotta admit that was good when I first did it.
You getting up on yeah. Got that sparkle in your eye.
You know what's something we never covered lately were the hot takes that we made at the beginning of last season and how many came to fruition. Some of us made some outlandish ones. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm going to talk about one that I made that came to fruition. It was kind of like way out from left field that y'all were laughing.
But then you got to talk about the 48 that you made that didn't come.
47, sir, because this one counts.
Hey,
One that I made.
Robbie,
I will say this.
Robbie,
Hold on.
you want to know the number? You want to know the number of hot takes of all the hot takes that were true?
Out of mine?
No, out of everybody. Only 4 became true. Jack's came true twice. Yours came true once.
Add this one. Hold on. We're going to add this one.
Oh, shit.
This one.
I had
said-
4 myself.
I did say that this next one, I said that these two
Go ahead.
players would start, and they did. I said Mac Jones would start, and I said Spencer Rattler would start, and they did.
Yeah, but nobody cares.
Nobody cares. I did. But again, they're hot takes. Nobody gives a shit about hot takes because they're bullshit.
Wait.
Cody,
I don't remember that hot take at all.
You can go back to the beginning of the damn season, but y'all can see me saying some dumb shit like that. So it's plausible. So yeah, that's 5.
Just so you know, Robbie, many shows ago, I brought up maybe we should be documenting these hot takes.
You have the documentation. This shit's recorded.
No. We should put these in the shorts. I think is what he means.
I should have pulled out a notepad on the very first show we did hot takes and just said bullshit.
That's what I did.
So wait a minute. So in Cody's math, so if I've hit 40% of the hot takes. This one guy here has hit 40%.
No, I guarantee if we watch the video, it's going to be Spencer Rattler and Mac Jones will start the season.
No. Oh, hell no. I didn't say that.
Yeah,
I think you said Mac Jones will end up a Viking.
Oh, I'm hoping that. That's a hope.
No, I think you said that
That's a
though.
hope. That's
Why'd you wait this long to bring it up? How are we gonna remember every hot
I
take?
figured you
I'm
would say
just
that,
saying,
Dylan.
I'm definitely gonna remember the ones that I get correct. Y'all can remember the ones you get correct. All 0 of them, or maybe that other few percentage that doesn't count because it doesn't deviate correctly. I'm just saying.
I'll have you know, sir, that I have fun
I-
making those bullshit hot takes, and that's all that matters.
And also, my hot take that I hit was way out in left field. That shit it should not have happened.
You get credit for one hot take.
No, that was the hot take of the year because statistically speaking, that was almost
no, it wasn't.
Bullshit. The first
Shaq said, "Hey, Shaq's hot take is Sam Darnold would have a better season than Kirk Cousins."
And he did.
Teach you, and he did.
I claim that one player specifically.
You're wrong. Sorry, you lose. You lose. You get the shark pit.
Do me a favor. Hold this L for me.
I like it. He likes it too.
Fucking laser beam.
Yeah. Oh, Robbie, I got an SEC player for you.
Oh, Shaq.
Robbie, I got an SEC player for you. Malachi Starks. You find somebody better than him.
Malachi Moore or Starks? How many times are you going to change his name?
Georgia safety.
Oh, not the guy from Alabama.
No, Malachi Starks is very good. I'll have a hard time.
Cody said the Vikings will go 3-0 in preseason, and they did.
Oh, I hit that one.
You don't need to bother reading out any of mine, Keith.
Until we talk about next season's schedule, I can't wait for that show. Holy shit!
Oh yeah,
Cody said a Caleb Evans will get cut, and he did.
He did.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all putting way too much.
These are some hot takes that happened.
Keith is apparently Sarah.
Fish said we'll have four Pro Bowlers. Pretty sure we did.
More than that.
Yeah, more than that.
So
you gotta hit the number.
Leonard said Booth Jr. will get cut, and he did.
No shit. Half of our uniforms will be in purple, and the other half will have somewhat purple.
Robbie said Flores will get a head coaching job, and he didn't.
Remember, guys.
Hey, full Rattler one. I know that's there. That Spencer Rattler has to be in there.
It's there. Trust me, it's there.
I know it is. To start the season.
No, it's there. You know, I said I had. That's yeah.
You know it is because you don't like those. You don't like those All-American Conference car.
That shit's you might as well be talking about freaking like.
Robbie says Parsons ends up a Viking.
That still might happen.
Not.
That's no. Wait, who? That still might happen.
Micah Parsons.
That's still
Micah Parsons as a Viking.
Yeah.
Micah Parsons.
Shaq said Sam Darnold will have more pass yards and touchdowns than Kirk Cousins.
He did.
That's 3.
He did.
We're at 3.
It's more than 3. Where did you start counting?
I just guessed a number, honestly.
Now we understand why Cody didn't understand capology.
I never. Well, yeah, I graduated at 1.9. So I'm in the Army.
That counts.
Robbie said Dallas Turner will injure Jamar Gibbs.
Oh, that was hopeful.
That did not happen.
Ginkle almost
did let me tell you something. Ginkle almost did it.
That's what I said. Yeah, he almost did that with that hit.
And then he just came back and killed the still.
Yeah, he took us to the woodshed.
It made it better somehow. Like,
he got hit hard and was like, all right.
You factory reset him back to the beginning of the season.
I lost 40 yards. Let me go get 40 yards in the next play.
Keith said Vikings will start 2-0, and they did.
I'm shocked you
started 4-0 before the Detroit game.
Right.
That was a heartbreaker.
It was a winner of 31, and they didn't. It was close, though.
What's that?
He said they wore a commemorative 31, and they wore the KJ instead.
What did we do in the last game? Did anybody predict the outcome of the last game correctly?
No. Nobody did.
Yeah, somebody did.
Nobody did. I have it on video.
Somebody did.
Why are you pointing yourself?
Somebody did.
What'd you say?
We're gonna win. We're gonna win. We're gonna win. We're gonna lose.
Yeah, you can only. It's 50% chance. That's a great.
No, you're talking about probability.
I'm just glad we're about to hit the end of this 3.5 hour thing.
Sarah, I am.
That's a hell of a spreadsheet, sir.
Who's writing it down?
We got
yeah.
It's out there.
It is out there.
We have
once it's up.
We all can predict
all right.
the stuff that we.
I
say.
do not want to hit the 3.5 hours, so sorry, Robbie. I am going to go ahead and end this now.
But I'm in the lead right now in hot takes. That Keith read off 2 to 1 and 1. So
I think I'm 3-0 actually. I'm 3-0 right now.
John Cena's now a heel. I like that.
I said we will not franchise Sam Darnold. We did not. I said JJ McCarthy will be the starter week 1. He's going to be. And we're going to sign a.
Or when's the new
I
season?
start coming up with some hot takes of my own.
What was that, Cody?
When's the you can't hot takes can't be 50-50.
Or extremely vague. We need to have somebody to be a judge on that shit where it's just way too vague.
What was extremely vague? I usually call it out and ask for clarity.
Sam,
you're fair enough.
franchise.
You know when you see it.
Either you're getting franchise tag or not. It's like one.
There are.
I said okay. Time out, Cody. Let me finish that. Sam Darnold will not be franchised with Minnesota Vikings, and he will not play for the Minnesota Vikings. I said that.
Franchise tag. He's not going to play for us.
But you and Shaq just told me we're going to sign him for $25 million. So shut the fuck up, Cody.
Yeah, I saw that. But
Yeah, shut the fuck up, Cody. Shut the fuck up, Cody.
I'm with you on that whole $25 million shit. If Darnold does get the $25 million, like honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. That's just a waste of money.
If you would have said
Our starting quarterback will have both.
Hey, Cody, guess what? When I said that he's not going to get franchised, you guys fought me for 2-3 weeks on it that he is going to get franchised. So
no, we said it would be the smart thing to do to franchise tag.
Alex Lewis said it. He's going to get franchised.
It would have been smart.
Shut up.
Your franchise tag thing would have been a hot take if you would have said, "Yeah, Vikings won't franchise tag Sam."
I said it so early on too. Like I said that shit like a month ago. It's been a month now.
This off script, it's organic and it makes sense like this.
So Fish, what happens when a hot take trumps a hot take?
We die.
What happens when a hot take trumps a hot take?
How's that?
Usually what they do is they give the person who trumps it all the credit, and they totally forget that the original hot taker said anything. And
bullshit.
Fish is so mad that Cody gets the smoke for being negative last year. I'm sorry. Step your game up, Fish. I'm sorry.
Okay, say no more, fam. Say no more.
I'll say no more. But if it's not organic, I'm going to call it out too.
All right, I got one. Sam Darnold will be a New York Giant. There, I'm plus 3,200 odds right there. Let's go. That's a hot take.
I'm sorry, Cody. Mine already hit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you lost. You lost that one. You said he was going to get franchised, and you said we're going to get a second-round pick for him.
Franchise tagging Sam Darnold.
I'm here laughing.
I'll be 4-13 next year.
I'm laughing a little bit. At Cody.
So Keith, can I go double up on hot takes? Can I go?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Steven. Why not?
In addition to my other hot take, I'm going to say JJ McCarthy does not start until after week 8.
Ooh, that's a hot.
Steven, it was nice having you on. It was nice knowing you. Lose my number.
you 50-50.
Your chair have risen.
Wise hot take.
Robbie might want to talk to you. I don't.
I'm not saying he's not going to be the starting quarterback of the Vikings.
No.
He's not starting until week 8.
Just like you do not explain a joke.
There's no coming back. There's no coming back from where you just went.
Yeah, you did good, Steven. You did good. You did not say a take. You did not say a take.
You get zero credit for their approval. Speak your mind, sir.
Do you want to talk about Case Keenum while you're at it?
Gino Toretta, something.
I like Steven's hot take. It wasn't a take. Everybody has.
Mine was hot. I'll play back the video.
Yeah, dude, that's a
I'll
take.
play back the video.
Oh, let's see it.
You're so mad. You're so mad that they did it because you're.
I just want to hear.
Cody's like, your hot take. It wasn't hot because you said they won't franchise them, but mine was hot because I said they would.
No, I'm not saying. You didn't say that. My hot take. If you would have said Sam Darnold will not get franchise tagged for the Minnesota Vikings and will be a New York Giant or a New York Jet, you ended it on that. Yeah, that'd be pretty fucking hot.
Imagine.
I said he will not get franchised and he will not be a Minnesota Viking. Meaning we're not talking to him like everybody in the world is saying we're talking to him, and then we're gonna try to bring him back.
I'm supporting Sarah. I'm saying Jimmy G's gonna get signed. If
One
Jimmy
out of-
G if Jimmy G gets signed, he's starting the first 8 games.
1 out of 32 teams. That's a hot take. It ain't fucking pick 'em.
Cody's so mad that he never gets hot takes right.
You sent your hot take at a fucking -2 or +250
No,
odds.
it was hot as fuck because the whole time you kept telling me I was wrong. I was wrong. I spent 3 weeks listening to me I was wrong. You 3 weeks saying I was wrong.
We don't sleep around here, son.
Yeah.
Nor give credit, goddammit.
Don't allow it.
I said
might
it.
hit that 3.5 hours if we don't stop.
Like,
I said it was
really
smart.
player haters ball here.
StreamYard's just going to shut us down like Cody at 11:05.
Yeah,
11:05.
Right.
Michael Orlando, KOC Jr., give us your final words.
Come off mute, son.
You're muted.
No,
You're muted.
No, let him keep talking.
Sorry. Let's see. Final words. Let's get us some good free agents, whether it be Najee or DJ Reed. But yeah, just looking forward for the draft and looking forward to next season. Our Super Bowl run is going to start right out of the gate. Skol Vikings!
Let's Skol Vikings. All right. Shaq, what do you got for your pizza?
To Quasi, don't fuck up this all season. It starts March 10th. Go ahead and sign those guards to make sure JJ McCarthy and whoever's running the ball don't have to worry about their guards or tackles not blocking for them. To KOC, run the ball better. Make sure the pass and run game goes well together because you can't have an elite offense without both of them working well and complement. To the fans of Let's Go, thanks for joining us for 3 hours. You know, we don't usually go this long, but when we do, we make sure we got a blue chew or two.
Bullshit.
Oh, that was a good promo.
I gave $9. I gave $9 tonight.
I'm gonna let you talk for 10 minutes, Robbie.
You can also donate. You can click the little $ in the box on YouTube to donate. You know, send the super chats, and we'll show it on screen. Or you could send the money on Buy Me Coffee at Let's Go, and you know, we also take that because you know we're a family and we're growing, and anything help counts. Anything you could do helps, and we appreciate y'all, the fans, for you know enjoying this Vikings fandom. It's a family.
It's family, y'all. In the club. All right, Robbie. You bought 10 minutes of time. Go ahead.
I need about 2. I'm going to go on a pseudo tangent for my quasi hot take real quick. The best person in the league right now isn't actually in the league. It is Sam Darnold's agent who has told him, dude, your stock is good. You look like you did 14 and blah, blah, blah. But did you see our schedule next season? You're not going to repeat that. So your stock is here. If you sign with them again next season, your stock's going to be here because the real Sam Darnold's going to show with that horrible ass schedule they legitimately have. So let's take the money and the false kind of implied value that you have right now, and let's shop ourselves to another team because you've won 14 games this year, sir. I hate that logic. You know that. So, okay, let's do that. If Sam Darnold came back this next season, it's going to be an abysmal schedule. It's going to be an abysmal outcome for him, and he's going to be gone the next season. So he's gone. Now, to add to that, I have ultimate sympathy for this next person because I want him to succeed. I want him to succeed because he's in purple. I don't think he's going to succeed, though. That's just an opinion. Right. I think McCarthy, I want him to succeed. I want this known to you bastards. I want him to succeed. But I'm telling you he's not. He's not going to. We have a rookie quarterback coming off of an injury with the worst schedule that I've ever seen being a Viking fan that I can remember is this next season.
Oh, you could go get that, but not the captain hat.
The captain has in his bedroom.
No.
The captain has in his bedroom. He used it last night.
That's for a video game. Oh, God damn it.
Hey, honey, put this on real quick. Oh, yeah.
Where's that from? Oh, no.
Believe me, we all want JJ Mack to succeed. I want him to succeed more importantly.
But he's not going to. And that's unfortunate. And as a Vikings fan, I think that our quarterback for next year isn't on our roster yet.
So you don't believe KOC could coach up JJ McCarthy to be a good quarterback after what he's done with the last couple quarterbacks we had?
But again, even if that's the fact, we're putting a rookie quarterback into the worst schedule that I've ever seen. And y'all, like, that schedule's bad. The schedule last year was a cakewalk. Until, again, I've said this, until the teams that had winning records came against us and we lost to them. Next season's going to be worse.
I'm pretty sure last year you were saying how we're going to lose against all these teams, and we're hoping to scratch.
Shaq, what I said after we talked about the preseason and what games, I was 2 games off. Seriously. Now, look at the teams that were in the postseason this year. We lost to all of them, except for the Packers.
We only lost to 2 teams this year.
Right, to the same 2 damn teams that were in the playoffs that we played.
We only lost to 2 teams this year.
My point being, next year, all those teams that were in the postseason, if we keep to the same formula, it's going to be a really long season for us. So, buyer beware. And have sympathy for McCarthy. Don't sell him out so quick that we burn him at the stake, screaming for freaking Sam Darnold.
Heyday.
Darnold took his money and bounced because he saw what, like, the upcoming war is unwinnable, especially for his sorry ass.
Robbie, the game is payday.
Thank you. That's the key. I couldn't remember it, but I knew exactly what that mask was from.
That was authentic.
Yeah, that's good. Did you get it with the game? Because it's worth money if you did. Did it come with a game?
No, I work for a company that promoted the game.
Oh, you might want to hold on to that. That's worth some money. Just saying.
I use it to scare my kids when they're not acting right.
I'll put that on the shelf. I bet you that's worth money.
Keith Parker
Michael
Brothers.
Fish. What you got?
Robbie, I want to give you a personal shout out. Thanks for the super chats.
You love, man. $9.
Thank you.
Make y'all's day. Please don't buy IPA with that $9. I'm gonna hit just you can buy hookers and crack, just not IPA. I'm fine with it.
I'm not gonna buy Busch Light.
Or that. Please don't buy that.
We're waiting for the fucking $9 to come our way. We've done it.
I budgeted for that money, sir.
This is some trickle down economic
Fish,
bullshit,
Steven, then
Robbie.
Let's get food or something.
Look, guys, it's been fun. It's been long.
Proud
and
sponsor.
I don't know what else to say other than free agency starts next week. Here's hoping it's exciting. Don't think it's going to be. Yeah, Bobby, we're gonna play Stump this weekend. I'll have a good one for you.
Please don't give me
and
an
Shaq, we're gonna play this weekend too. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got.
Good luck, Robbie.
Yeah, right.
Good luck.
I mean, I've lost 2 in a row, so
luck,
these
Robbie.
gonna be some bitches. No, I'm kidding. Scully, go ahead, Cody.
All right. To end this off, we all know NFL legal tampering period is Monday, the 10th. We will know who our first 2 signings are that Monday. We will know who we are bringing on to this team that Monday during that legal tampering period. And for Robbie, this is for you, because I don't feel sorry for J.J. McCarthy right now, because I know who we're signing on Monday right away. I'm going to say J.J. McCarthy is going to be the 3rd quarterback in NFL history, right? Technically, as a rookie, that throws for 4,300 yards. He'll be the 6th quarterback in NFL history who is kind of technically a rookie. It's his first year in the season that throws for over 4,000 yards. So he'd be the 6th quarterback that would be a rookie throwing for over 4,000 yards in NFL history, and the 3rd quarterback in NFL history that throws for over 4,300. The names are Andrew Luck, Justin Herbert, C.J. Stroud, Cam Newton, and Jameis Winston.
Cody, I'll put my PS5 up against that.
That's a hot take.
Oh, okay. No, I thought you were.
That's what a hot take is. Enjoy it.
Great hot take, Cody.
Other than that, hey, it's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. We all know that. Be safe out there. Don't go out there and doing your best Michael Floyd or Jordan Addison impersonation. You know what I'm saying? Have a plan. Get an Uber if you need to. Call up grandma. Call up your second cousin. Someone to pick you up from the bar if you're going out to the bar on that Friday night or that Saturday night. But always have fun. Enjoy the ride. You bought the fucking Vikings ticket. It's a roller coaster. Don't beat your dog. Don't beat your wife. Don't beat your kids. Let's go.
I'll try not to.
Okay, Cody.
Nice.
So I got skipped over. I'm going to go with the Vikings extend 3 players. before the start of free agent tampering. So
Theo doesn't count.
Theo doesn't count, correct?
Patrick Jones.
I'll let you guys debate who.
Okay.
I think you're going to see 3 Vikings stay-at-home moves
That's
to create
big. That's
cap
what I'm talking
space.
He's parlaying, Robbie. It's gonna. The odds are going
He's
up.
being ambiguous, Curdy, sir.
It's not a hot take; it's a prediction.
Which is a hot take.
No.
Yes.
What is a hot take? We need a whole segment for
Prediction.
that.
It's
We
This
need
is
a
what we-
definition of a hot
A hot
take.
take is a very.
Steven will
That is
Steven will make us a whole presentation on what a hot take is, and we will.
Take is something you
prediction.
don't believe is going to happen,
Which is a
but it
prediction.
happens. Honestly, you don't believe it's going to happen, but it happened.
So I thank everybody for putting up with the boredom that is the cap and trying to make it fun because it's a very dry subject. And I didn't think it was that painful.
No.
And I enjoyed being on the show. Thanks.
Thank you
Appreciate
for,
having you,
thank
buddy.
you for that breakdown.
Lucky for you to come on. Nice
Because
meeting you.
All right.
Steve.
Well, thank you for everybody who's still here. I can't believe you hung out with us for 3 hours. Some of you were really here for 3 hours. That's freaking awesome. And thank you for everybody who popped in, popped out. Next week, our show is going to be on Wednesday night because that is the first day of free agency officially. We might know some players the Vikings are interested in before that, but Wednesday's the first day the players can sign. So we're going live on Wednesday, and these guys don't know it yet, but we might go live on Thursday too. But until then, let's Skol.
Dalton
go.
Reisman.
So,
Cool.